All right, we are live. Welcome to Cincinnati Reds baseball here on Channel S. Jacob Neal. It's time for the rubber match between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds uh, from Great American Ballpark. First pitch still about 8 minutes away. So while we are waiting, let's go over the matchups today and the results of the first two games of this series. Starting on opening day on Monday, the Phillies ended up winning 4-3 behind the arm of ace Jeremy Hellickson. Red starter Scott Feldman struggled and gave up 3 runs in the first 2 innings, ended up giving up 4 for the game, and the Reds dropped the first game. But yesterday they came back with a vengeance. Brandon Finnegan, after walking and giving up a single in the first inning, sat down 19 in a row, and the Reds pitchers combined with Finnegan, Lorenzen, and Iglesias for a complete game shutout. Reds won it 2-0. Offense came from a solo home run in the 7th by Joey Votto and a RBI single by Zach Cozart. So now we come to today, the rubber match. Both teams 1-1, obviously, coming into this game. It features Clay Bucholz and Rookie Davis, each making their own debuts in a certain kind of way. Bucholz making his debut with the Phillies, while Rookie Davis making his major league debut for the Cincinnati Reds. Bucholz last season went 8-10 with a 4.78 ERA, 55 walks, 93 strikeouts, and a 1.33 WHIP. He was traded from the Red Sox to the Phillies this offseason. He spent his first 10 years in Boston, and he makes his Philly debut today. He will be a free agent following the season, so I'm sure he wants to get off to a good start so he can earn that contract. Now we move to Rookie Davis. Rookie Davis was a 14th round pick in 2011 by the New York Yankees. He was traded to the Reds in 2015 for Aroldis Chapman, and he makes his major league debut today. Last year in AA Pensacola and AAA Louisville, he went 10-5 with a 3.82 ERA, 37 walks, 77 strikeouts, and a 1.30 WHIP. So very even numbers between both starters for this game. Obviously, Rookie Davis was in the minor leagues and Clay Bucholz was in the majors, but very similar numbers, and Rookie Davis obviously with the better record. He makes his debut today with the addition of what Brian Price was saying about why he got called up to the team was that he added a slider that ends up now being one of his better strikeout pitches, and his four-seam fastball has improved almost 8 miles an hour in velocity. After throwing 88 miles an hour last year, he's now up to 96 miles an hour on his four-seam fastball, which is very impressive, and he gets the start today, the 25-year-old rookie. 6'5", 255, a very large man, and he has his family watching today from Great American Ballpark. We'll see if he can take the series for the Reds over the Phillies. So let's break down the pitches that these two starters throw. Starting with Bucholz. Bucholz has a 5-pitch arsenal with 2 different types of fastballs. He has a 4-seam fastball that goes 92 miles an hour and a 2-seam fastball that goes 91. The 2-seamer obviously with more movement than the 4-seam. He has a cutter that goes 89 miles an hour, and then a changeup that goes 80, and a curveball that goes 77. So he's got 2 breaking pitch. He's got a breaking ball, an off-speed pitch, and 3 different types of fastballs. So the Reds should be expecting to see quite a bit of fast pitches today, as he doesn't have many off-speed. Rookie Davis comes in with a 95-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball and a 95-mile-an-hour 2-seam fastball, along with a 79-mile-an-hour curveball, 82-mile-an-hour changeup, and 86-mile-an-hour slider. Davis added the slider this past offseason. His fastballs, like I said, increased in velocity over the past year, and then his curveball and changeup both considered very good strikeout pitches. Rookie Davis, like I mentioned, this will be his major league debut. He earned a rotation spot in spring training after being considered a long shot entering camp. The club loved how he competed, and he developed a slider and was quicker to the plate to control the running game. Weather for today's game, we have spotty light rain at first pitch and throughout up until about the 7th inning. And it should be constant rain throughout the game, but not enough, obviously, to call it. We will play this game, and it should be a good one. So let's break down quickly the Phillies' 25-man roster while we're waiting. Their rotation, obviously, we saw the first 2 games of the year, Jeremy Hellickson and Jared Eichhoff. today is Clay Bucholz, and the other two pitchers they have in their rotation is Vince Velasquez and Aaron Nola. In the bullpen, they have Hector Neris, Joaquin Benoit, and Pat Neshek all in setup roles. Edubre Ramos and Jolie Rodriguez in middle relief roles, and Jeanmar Gomez as the closer. And their bench is Daniel Nava, Brock Stassi, Andrew Knapp, and Aaron Altair. We'll break down their lineup really quick while rookie Davis warms up on the mound. Leading off for the Phillies is second baseman Cesar Hernandez, who started off the season, if you remember, on Monday with a home run. Making a season debut in left field, Daniel Nava bats second. Adubel Herrera in center field bats third. Maikel Franco bats fourth at third base. Michael Saunders bats fifth in right field. Sixth is Andrew Knapp, the catcher, making his major league debut. Seventh is Brock Stassi at first base, making his first ever major league start. Eighth is Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, and ninth is Clay Bucholz, the pitcher, as rookie Davis fires in a 93-mile-an-hour fastball to Cesar Hernandez. Strike one, and this game is underway. Davis taking deep breaths as he tries to control his emotions in his major league debut, and he fires a fastball just a bit upstairs, 1-1. The count is even. Cesar Hernandez so far through 2 games into the season is 1 for 9 with a home run and an RBI, a leadoff home run to start the season, but does not have a hit since. And Davis with 3 straight fastballs to start the game. That one caught the outside corner, and he's ahead in the count 1-2. Davis and catcher Stuart Turner both making their MLB debuts today. First time a major league team has had a rookie catcher and rookie starter debut in the same game since the 2008 Washington Nationals. As Davis throws a curveball that's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Stuart Turner, and the count back to even at 2-2. Cesar Hernandez waits as Davis kicks and fires. The 2-2 pitch. And he starts off his major league career with a fastball, strike 3 to Cesar Hernandez. About the best case scenario for rookie Davis. And here comes Daniel Nava. Hernandez just couldn't catch up with that fastball, 94 miles an hour on the gun. We've been told it goes 95, 96, though, so I think he's just warming up, and this will get faster as the game goes on. And now his proud parents look on as rookie Davis sits down the first batter in his hopeful long major league career. And here comes Daniel Nava, the 34-year-old veteran, after spending last season with the Angels and Royals, comes to the Phillies. And Davis fires in a fastball, strike 1. Davis showing very nice command with his fastball here early. And he's ahead in the account on Daniel Nava. Daniel Nava last season hit .223 in 54 games played with 1 home run and 13 RBIs. Obviously making his season debut today. And he gets a pitch. That was a curveball. Nava crushes it. That one is gone. 1-0 Philadelphia. Solo home run, Daniel Nava. Rookie Davis left that curveball up in the zone too much, and Nava got the barrel of the bat on it, and the Phillies strike first here in this rubber match. It's 1-0, and with Adubel Herrera coming to the plate. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the bench players on the Phillies are seeing their first game action today, with Brock Stassi, Daniel Nava, and Andrew Knapp all in the starting lineup today. Aaron Altair played yesterday, yeah, so they're trying to get Pete McCann trying to get a little bit of a different look with his lineup. And here's Adubel Herrera, the center fielder, who's 2 for 7 with a double and 2 walks drawn in his first 2 games of the season. And first pitch, he swings at a curveball and fouls it off, 0-1. Davis, after striking out Cesar Hernandez to start the game, just left a breaking ball up in the zone, and maybe in the minors you can get away with that, but up in the majors, he's quickly shown that you don't get away with that, and it's 1-0 Philly. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Adubel Herrera. Adubel Herrera, like I mentioned, 2 for 7 with a double, and he's been drawing quite a few walks here to start the season, and he swings, and he has a base hit past the outstretching Jose Peraza, and now there's a runner on with 1 out for Maikel Franco. Franco, the third baseman, very, very large man, 6'4", 260. And he is the slugger on this team, hit 25 home runs a season ago with 88 RBIs. He's 2 for 8 here in the early going on the season with a run scored and a walk. Should have had a home run yesterday, but the wind blew it back in and it was caught at the warning track. Like I mentioned, Stuart Turner and Rookie Davis, both making their major league debuts. First time this has happened in the modern history of the Cincinnati Reds, which means since 1900. That's pretty cool. I'm sure that's a story they'll keep with them for the rest of their careers. And Davis looks back Herrera to first base. Stuart Turner is batting 8th today for the Reds in their lineup, and Rookie Davis obviously batting 9th in the pitcher spot. Here's the first pitch to Franco, and he gets a fastball and he fouls it straight back. 0-1 pitch. Davis with Adubel Herrera on first after striking out Cesar Hernandez, a solo home run by Daniel Nava, and then a base hit for Adubel Herrera, who is now batting 346 on the season with that base hit. And now here's the 0-1 to Franco. Davis from the stretch with a nice slider there at 88 miles an hour on the gun, just a little bit off the plate, however, and it's 1-1. Rookie Davis, the first inning is always the hardest for a pitcher making his debut, and right now he could use a double play to get out of this inning and take a deep breath. Here's the 1-1. Davis kicks and fires that fastball just a little bit inside. That was a two-seamer that started in the zone and hooked a little inside, and Franco ahead in the count, 2-1. Davis has now thrown 12 pitches in his debut so far here, 1 out. A runner on first. It's 1-0 Phillies. 2 up to bat in the bottom of the first for the Reds, Billy Hamilton, Jose Peraza, and Joey Votto. As Franco fouls back a 2-1 slider, it's 2-2 with Michael Saunders waiting on deck. A lot of left-handed bats that Rookie Davis is going to have to face today. Approximately 8 of the 9 hitters in the Phillies order are lefties, which doesn't make things any easier for the rookie pitcher. And again, Rookie Davis only started 5 games in AAA last year, so he's basically jumping from AA straight to the majors. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Slider almost got Franco to bite, and when the count runs full, it's 3-2. It was a beautiful slider on the low outside corner, just a little bit off the plate, and Franco had to show extreme patience to take that. So here's the full count. Adubel Herrera is on first base. Davis from the stretch. And he gets Franco to pop up to left field. Adam Duvall waving off Hamilton. He will make the catch, and there are 2 outs. That was a much-needed out there from Rookie Davis, getting the best hitter in this Phillies order out with an easy pop fly. Reds defense set up just like it has been the first 2 games of the season. Duvall in left, Hamilton in center, Schebler in right. The infield is Suarez, Cozart, Peraza, and Votto, with the only difference being Stuart Turner to give Tucker Barnhart a day off. Devin Mesoraco starting in AA today. He is hopefully going to be back with the Reds in 2 weeks, is from what I've heard. So here is Michael Saunders with 2 outs and a runner on first. Rookie Davis pitches him from the stretch, and that fastball just a bit outside, ball 1. 16 pitches now for the rookie Davis, and as we show, Brian Price in his 4th season as the Reds manager has had some tough luck, but this is a contract year for Price, and he needs to get the Reds going in the right direction if he wishes to stay manager of this team. As Davis checks Herrera at first base, trying to pick him off, Votto tosses it back. Here comes the 1-0 from Rookie Davis to Michael Saunders. Saunders, fly ball, he popped him up as well. Adam Duvall runs it down, and Rookie Davis is out of his first inning in the major leagues. A solo home run by Daniel Nava and a single by Adubel Herrera, but Rookie Davis shows poise and fights out of it. Due up for the Reds after we get back, Billy Hamilton, Jose Peraza, and Joey Votto. And while we are waiting at this commercial break, this is DJ Lingboy with Electricity. Back with Reds baseball here on Channel S. Jacob Neal. Billy Hamilton steps into the box to lead off the bottom of the first inning. The order for Brian Price's Reds today will be Billy Hamilton leading off and playing center field. Jose Peraza bats second and at second base. Third is Joey Votto, the first baseman. Cleanup is Adam Duvall, the left fielder. Fifth, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Sixth is right fielder Scott Schebler. Seventh, the shortstop Zach Cozart. Eighth, the catcher Stuart Turner. And ninth, the rookie pitcher Rookie Davis. And on the mound for the Phillies is the new guy Clay Bucholz, who, like I mentioned, comes into this game 8-10 last year with a 4.78 ERA and 139 and a third innings pitched. First pitch is a fastball, 89 miles an hour in there to Billy Hamilton, strike one. Hamilton, so far through the first two games, is 1 for 7 with a triple, an RBI, and a stolen base. Billy obviously needs to work on his batting average if he wants to be the future leadoff man of the Reds. 0-1 pitch from Bucholz. Is a beautiful curveball in there. Billy just caught looking at that one, and it's quickly 0-2 from Clay Bucholz. Bucholz, now a 33-year-old veteran, helped the Red Sox win the World Series in 2013 with a 12-1 record. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs, up near Billy Hamilton's head, and it's 1-2. On deck is Jose Peraza, the up-and-coming second baseman for the Reds after the departure of Brandon Phillips. Here is the 1-2 as Bucholz gets his sign from catcher Andrew Knapp. The 1-2 as he kicks and fires, and Billy has a leadoff single. Base hit, Billy Hamilton, and now you got to expect him to turn on the Jets as he takes a big turn around first base and slowly trots back. Billy got a curveball up in the zone, and he made nice contact on it and slaps a single into left center field. And a good start for the Redlegs here, needing to get a run back after the solo home run by Daniel Nava. And now with a runner on first and no one out, here comes Jose Peraza. Hamilton on first. I can't expect him to be there that long. And quickly, like we expected, Bucholz checks Hamilton and makes him retreat back to first base. Cool story for the Phillies. Their first baseman, Brock Stassi, making his first career start today as Bucholz gets his sign. And here kicks and checks Hamilton again. But Stassi was a 33rd round draft pick in 2011. He was cut from his varsity team in high school, and everyone told him he was never going to make it. He didn't get any college scholarships. He was a walk-on and barely made the varsity team. And now he's making his major league debut. That's very cool. Even though I'm rooting for the Reds in this game, obviously, it's stories like those that make you love baseball. As Peraza, first pitch swinging, he pops it up and is caught by the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez, and the first out of the bottom of the first. So Billy has to stay at first base, and here comes Joey Votto. As we look at the Phillies defense, it will be Daniel Nava in left field, Adubel Herrera in center, Michael Saunders in right. The infield is Franco, Galvis, Hernandez, and Stassi, with Knapp behind the plate and Bucholz on the mound. Again, Andrew Knapp making his debut in the major leagues as well today. So two catchers both making their major league debuts for each of these teams, in Stuart Turner and Andrew Knapp. And here's Joey Votto, who's 1 for 7 in his first two games, but hit that big home run last night to help Finnegan get that big win. And he takes an upstairs fastball, ball one. Hamilton still on first base for now, but Joey Votto, with the patience he shows at the plate, I'm guessing Billy will steal here on these next couple pitches. Votto last season with a .326 average, 29 home runs. And he's off to a kind of a slow start this year, but it's only the third game. I'm sure he's going to be Joey Votto very shortly. As another check by Buchholz on to Billy Hamilton. And here the count stays 1-0 to Joey Votto. Buchholz thrown 6 pitches so far, and he's checked off Billy Hamilton 3 times. So half of his starts at the plate have been throwing to Billy Hamilton. Here is the 1-0 though to Votto. And Buchholz, it is check swing, foul ball, 1-1 on a curveball low. Votto tried to hold up on it, but it caught the end of the bat, and it's a foul ball, 1-1. Votto hit that moonshot to right center field last night to give the Reds a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th. As Billy Hamilton was actually stealing on that pitch, and since it was a foul ball, he has to go back to first. 1-1 pitch, though, here from Buchholz with Adam Duvall on deck. Votto stares him down, and he's going to check Billy Hamilton once again. Billy Hamilton clearly getting into the mind of Clay Bucholz and making him think about the runner on base rather than also with one of the best hitters at the plate in Joey Votto. Here's the 1-1. Buchholz pitches out of the stretch. And he checks Billy Hamilton a 5th time. I'm sure he's trying to get Billy to take off for second in his motion and trying to get him caught in a pickle, but it's not working as Billy's been safe all 5 times that he's checked him off. Votto still waiting patiently here. It's a 1-1 count to Joey Votto. Only 7 pitches thrown by Buchholz so far. And here is the 1-1 pitch. Votto gets a pitch he likes, and he hits it deep to right. It will be caught by Michael Saunders, and there are 2 away. It looked good off the bat, but it dies in deep right field, and there's 2 away for Adam Duvall. Buchholz left another hanging curveball up in the zone, and Votto looked like precisely the same swing he had last night that gave the Reds the lead, but it just didn't have the distance to get out, and it died pretty close to the warning track. And here's Adam Duvall, who was an all-star last year, hit .241 with 33 home runs and 103 RBIs. He's off to a 3-for-7 start to the year. That is .429 batting average with 2 doubles and a run scored. And the first pitch from Buchholz is high and outside. Ball 1. They check the catcher Andrew Knapp throws to first to try and get Billy Hamilton, but he's back in time. First base coach Freddie Benavides, I'm sure, growing slightly impatient as well as Billy Hamilton with the amount of times that they've tried to pick him off. And here comes a 1-0 pitch from Clay Bucholz to Adam Duvall. Phillies lead 1-0 after a solo home run by Daniel Nava in the top of the first. Here's the 1-0. Buchholz gets his sign and deals, and Duvall fouls back a slider. 1-1 the count. Buchholz showing a little bit of, I guess, just nerves from having Billy Hamilton on base, but he ended the season last year very strong. In his final 7 starts was 4-0 with a 2.63 ERA, 33 strikeouts, and only a .228 batting average against. Here's the 1-1 to Duvall. Duvall, one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now, and he gets a curveball, and he fouls that one off down the first base line. And Buchholz a strike away from getting out of this inning after giving up a leadoff single to Hamilton. Buchholz has now thrown 11 pitches in the bottom of the first. Rookie Davis threw 17 in the top half. Here's the 1-2 as Buchholz gets his sign. Hamilton still has not tried to steal second base yet. This could be a pitch to do it, as this will most likely be a breaking pitch trying to get Duvall to chase. And they go to pick him off again, and he's back in time. Duvall still facing a 1-2 count with 2 outs, and Billy Hamilton standing on first base. If this ball ends up in the gap, you can be sure Billy's going to score on this one to tie the game. Or better yet, if Duvall can get this one over the wall. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Buchholz gets his sign and deals. And that is a strike 3. Fastball catches the inside corner. He gets Duvall looking to end the first inning. And after 1, it's Phillies 1 and Reds nothing. You're listening to the Cincinnati Reds on S. Jacob Neal. Back here for the top of the second of Reds and Phillies rubber match here on Channel S. Jacob Neal. This broadcast brought to you by Skyline Chili. Whenever you're feeling good and hungry, it's Skyline time, official sponsor of the Cincinnati Reds. So leading off the top of the second inning will be Rookie Davis takes the mound for a second inning of work, and leading off the second, it will be the rookie catcher, Andrew Knapp. Here, he is last year in AAA. He hit .266 with 8 home runs, 46 RBIs, and 55 runs scored. And Rookie Davis gives him the sign, and that is a curveball that just misses. Ball 1. Now they're saying it caught the outside corner, so it is in fact a strike. 0-1 to Andrew Knapp. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Rookie Davis. And that one is low, a slider, low and away, ball 1. Rookie Davis looking to try and settle down after giving up a solo home run on a hanging curveball in the top of the first to Daniel Nava. I'm sure you learned quickly this is not the minor leagues. As a fastball, that was another slider, pardon me, that missed low. 2-1 the count on Andrew Knapp. Waiting on deck is another rookie, first baseman Brock Stazzi. Davis gives the 2-1 offering, and that's a fastball in the dirt. 3-1 to Knapp. Due up for the Phillies this inning is Knapp, Stazzi, and Freddie Galvis, the shortstop. Galvis, again, also hit a home run on opening day for the second straight year against the Reds. 3-1 pitch now to Knapp, and he swings through that fastball, and the count runs full. So we're going to have a big full count pitch here from Rookie Davis to Andrew Knapp. Rookie versus rookie. Although neither one really look like rookies, as Knapp is 6'4" with and about 240 pounds, and Rookie Davis is 6'5" and 250. As Davis gets a fastball on the inside corner, strike 3 looking, and down goes Andrew Knapp for the first out of the second. And here comes Brock Stazzi to the plate. Rookie Davis threw in a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that caught the inside corner. What a pitch there from the rookie, and I think that's why he made the Major League rotation this year, is because they expect him to do stuff like that. He caught the corner perfectly low and inside. And here is Brock Stazzi. He will take a slider away, ball 1. Brock Stazzi played in AAA as well last year. He had a .267 batting average with 12 home runs, 58 RBIs, and a .369 on base percentage. And the 1-0, he swings and hits a ground ball to Votto, who flips on to Rookie Davis, and there's 2 quick outs there for the young man. And now it will be Freddie Galvis with 2 away, as he's looking a lot more calm and composed, and his composure is a lot higher here in the second inning than it was in the first, which is very common among major league pitchers making their debuts, obviously. I remember the debuts of Anthony DeSclafani and Brendan Finnegan as a starter, and they all were a little shaky in the first couple innings of their debut. So nothing to be concerned about for Reds fans. Rookie Davis looking very good early as a fastball misses inside. Ball 1 to Freddie Galvis. Galvis last year hit .241 with 20 home runs and 67 RBIs, and he's 2 for 7 so far in the series with a home run, an RBI, and a double, as he takes a fastball away, and it's quickly 2-0. Galvis, again, hitting .286 so far on the season. One of the better offensive players for the Phillies this series. They've only scored 4 runs in the 2 games they've played so far, including getting shut out last night. And that fastball is low, 95 miles an hour on that one. That's the fastest one Rookie Davis has thrown so far today. But he's behind 3-0 on Freddie Galvis with the pitcher, Clay Bucholz, on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that is in there. Fastball 93 on the gun, strike 1 to Galvis. Here comes the 30th pitch of the game for Rookie Davis. He's looked very sharp so far, really only making one mistake, and that was hanging a curveball to Daniel Nava. That was a strike, or that was taken out of the park into about the 8th row in right field. As that one misses outside, ball 4 to Freddie Galvis, and the first walk issued on the day for Rookie Davis. And it will now be the pitcher, Clay Bucholz, up with a runner on first and 2 men gone. Bucholz in his career obviously played the majority of his career in Boston, so he hasn't had to hit much. In his career in 10 years, he's 2 for 13 with a walk drawn. And here's the first pitch from Davis. It is a fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. Bucholz bats lefty, which is pretty weird considering he throws righty. Obviously has not had to bat much in his career, like I said, playing in the American League. Here's the 0-1. That slider bounces in the dirt, and it's 1-1 to Bucholz. You want to get Bucholz out here because you do not want to have 2 men on for Cesar Hernandez, who has hit a home run in this series. Rookie Davis adjusts his cap and takes a deep breath as he faces a 1-1 count on Clay Bucholz with Freddie Galvis on first base. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. It's 1-0 Philadelphia on a Daniel Nava solo home run. Here's the 1-1. Fastball outside a little bit. 2-1 to Bucholz. Stuart Turner settling in pretty nicely, as well as the catcher and battery partner here for Rookie Davis. Again, the Reds have 2 rookies in their starting rotation, only one of whose name is Rookie, as Davis there fires a fastball in there. Strike 2, and it's 2-2 to Bucholz. But Rookie Davis pitching today in the final game of the series with Philadelphia. Amir Garrett will pitch tomorrow in the first game of the series against the St. Louis Cardinals. What a way to make your debut, am I right? On the road against your arch rivals, as the 2-2 pitch just a bit outside, and it's a full count to Clay Bucholz. It'll be the 36th pitch of the game for Rookie Davis. Here in the top of the second, a runner on first, full count, 2 outs. Freddie Galvis will be running on this pitch. Got to throw a strike here. And here it comes. From the stretch, he does throw a strike. Bucholz swings and misses, and the inning is over. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings of work for Rookie Davis. He looks very sharp. Pretty much a 1-2-3 inning, only a walk in there. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. It will be Suarez, Schebler, and Cozart due up for the Reds. Back for the bottom of the second here from Great American Ballpark. Rookie Davis is making his major league debut today and has retired. He's been very good so far. Only 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 innings of work. Only given up 2 hits, one of which was a solo home run. He will most likely not bat until the 3rd inning unless the Reds get a rally going. But we are impressed with him so far as Reds fans. Here, leading off the bottom of the 2nd inning is the 3rd baseman, Eugenio Suarez, who is the only Reds player so far to not have a hit in the first 2 games of this series. And we took a minute with Rookie Davis's parents before the game, who explained to us how proud they were of their son, and of course a lot of emotion riding on their little boy's major league debut, as that fastball from Buchholz catches the outside corner for strike 1 to Suarez. Rookie Davis with great parents, mom Lisa and dad Patrick. Here's the 0-1 to Suarez. Suarez swings and misses on a slider, 0-2. Suarez has been kind of anxious and aggressive so far, 2 games into the year, swinging at pitches that he should not be swinging at and should be taking. But hopefully he will shake the early season jitters as the season goes along. Here's the 0-2 to Suarez. Buchholz now throwing his 15th pitch of the game here. His 3rd pitch here in the 2nd inning. Here he kicks and fires. Buchholz, and Suarez takes it the other way. This one is going to get down in the gap. It's a leadoff ground rule double for Eugenio Suarez, and now all 8 starting position players for the Reds have gotten hits this season. And the leadoff man in scoring position for the Reds at second base. And for the 2nd straight inning, they start off with a hit off of Clay Bucholz. And now it'll be a runner on second, no one out for Scott Schebler, who's 1 for 6 so far this season with a run scored and a walk drawn. Schebler, of course, made the play that a lot of fans remember from opening day, where he tried to make a sliding catch and missed it, and it ended up getting all the way to the wall on a Jeremy Hellickson triple that ended up being the difference in the game. But Schebler will get a chance to redeem himself. First pitch, swinging, he grounds it to second. That is an out, but it will get Suarez to 3rd base. And now there's a runner on 3rd with 1 out. Coming up, one of the few veterans left on this Reds team, shortstop Zach Cozart. Cozart has been one of the better hitters on the Reds so far through the first 2 games of the year. He's hitting .429 with an RBI and a run scored. 3 for 7 so far in the first 2 games. Very sharp from Zach early. And of course, he's Zach Cozart, so no questions defensively as well. Here's the first pitch to Cozart. Buchholz gives him a pitch, and Cozart drives it to center field. It will be caught by Adubo Herrera. Suarez will tag and score, and this game is tied at 1. Buchholz now gets his 2nd out that he needs, so now there's no one on, 2 outs for the catcher, Stuart Turner. Stuart Turner hit .435 in spring training with 5 home runs, including a home run in the Futures Game exhibition against some of the Reds' top prospects last Saturday. And he will take his first major league at bat here. Obviously a pick in the Rule 5 draft by the Reds from the Minnesota Twins. And he will be the backup catcher on the roster until Devin Mesoraco returns. Strike 1 taken by Stuart Turner there, up and away in the zone. So here is the 0-1. Buchholz gets his sign and will pitch. Here he kicks and fires. Turner waits. And he swings and fouls it off into the stands, 0-2. Quickly to the rookie catcher, Stuart Turner. Rookie Davis, the starting pitcher, on deck for Reds. But Clay Bucholz a strike away from getting out of this inning, only giving up 1. Suarez led off the inning with a double. Scott Schebler advanced him to 3rd on a ground out, and Zach Cozart with a sac fly for his 2nd RBI of the season. And now it's 0-2 to Stuart Turner. If Rookie Davis gets the chance to bat here in the bottom of the second, he's got some pretty mind-boggling batting stats for a pitcher. Most of it just because of his physical strength, obviously, and size, but we'll go over that if he gets a chance to bat. Here's the 0-2 to Stuart Turner. And Buchholz kicks and fires, and it's flied into short right field, making the play in foul territory. No, it's going to drift into the stands. Brock Stasi had a shot at it, but he couldn't quite reach far enough to get that one, and Stuart Turner stays alive for now. It remains 0-2. This game, rubber match here in this Phillies-Reds opening series, tied at 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. Pitch coming from Stuart Turner. We'll try again. Buchholz gets his sign. Here's the pitch. And Turner lets it bounce in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher Knapp, and it's 1-2 now from Buchholz. Stuart Turner wearing the number 32 after wearing number 64 in spring training. Obviously, when you make the team, you get the right to pick your own number, and he chose 32. Wish a lot of luck to the kid. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Buchholz. Gets a sign from Knapp, and that fastball is a little bit outside, and it's now even 2-2. Nice at bat here from Turner as he's fouled off 2 pitches on an 0-2 count and has taken now back-to-back pitches outside of the strike zone to even up the count. Last year in Double-A, Stuart Turner hit .239 with 6 home runs, 41 RBIs, and a .322 on-base percentage. And again, was just one of the best hitters in the Reds that the Reds had this spring, as he takes a curveball outside, and now the count is run full. Stuart Turner now will get a pitch to hit, most likely, unless Buchholz wants to walk him and face the pitcher, Rookie Davis, which, when I tell you about his hitting stats, might not be the best idea here. Here's the full count pitch, though, to Stuart Turner. Buchholz will deal, and that one is fouled off as well. A slider trying to get Stuart Turner to swing and miss. He gets enough of it to foul it off down the first base line. 7 pitches now in this at-bat, and here comes the 8th. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Clay Bucholz. Again, making his Phillies debut after 10 seasons with the Boston Red Sox. Here's the full count pitch to Turner. Knapp sets up low and inside. And the pitch is on the outside corner, called strike 3. The inning is over. But the Reds get the job done. A double by Suarez, and he's brought home on a sac fly by Cozart. This game is tied at 1 going to the 3rd. Back now for the top of the 3rd here from Great American Ballpark. Reds and Phillies tied at 1 after 2 innings, and Rookie Davis will take back to the hill for his 3rd inning of work. will face the top of the Phillies order for the second time. Leading off will be second baseman Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez struck out to start the game on a 2-2 pitch from rookie Davis. And Davis now with 3 strikeouts through 2 innings of work. And he will take to the mound here for inning number 3. Phillies struck first in the top of the first with a solo home run by Daniel Nava, who will bat second in this inning. And then the Reds answered in the bottom of the second with a double by Suarez, and he was scored on a sac fly by Zach Cozart. Here's the first pitch from Davis. A fastball in there. Strike 1 to Cesar Hernandez. Again, Hernandez 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. He's 1 for 10 now on the season and hasn't gotten a hit since his first at-bat of the season as he swings through another fastball 0-2 quickly from rookie Davis. Davis now will kick and fire his 39th pitch of the game. Here's the 0-2. And Hernandez stays alive, fouls it back. And that was a nice fastball, though, on the inside corner, trying to jam Hernandez. And it almost worked. He barely got the tip of the bat on that one. Here's the 0-2. We'll try again. Rookie Davis will fire. And this will be a leadoff single for Cesar Hernandez as he hits a base hit into right field. And the Phillies have the leadoff man on here in the top of the third. Daniel Nava coming to the plate now. That's the third hit of the game for the Phillies. They've been by Dubal Herrera, Daniel Nava, and now Cesar Hernandez. At the top of the order, doing much better against rookie Davis than the bottom half. As he just blooped that one over the head of Peraza. And now it's a runner on first, a very speedy runner on first in Hernandez with Daniel Nava kicking in another left-handed hitter that rookie Davis has to face. Here's the first pitch, and that is a fastball outside, ball 1. Nava 1 for 1, obviously, with that solo home run in the top of the first, which he deposited into right field. And he sets up, and here is the 1-0 from rookie Davis. And he will attempt to pick off Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez back in safely. So here is another 1-0 pitch from rookie Davis. The 11th round pick in the 2011 draft. Or 14th round pick, I apologize. 1-0. Swung on and missed by Nava. High fastball. Beautiful pitch from Davis. And the count is even at 1-1. Hernandez has shown no signs of stealing second yet. But he takes a big lead. Last year, he had 17 stolen bases and 30 attempts, or a 57% success rate. And they will try and pick him off again. He's back standing up this time. Davis keeping runners close. That's one of the things he worked on this past season, was keeping quicker to the plate, being quicker to the plate to control the running game. And he's going to have to here with one of the faster Phillies on base. Here's the 1-1 to Nava. Davis gets his sign and pitches out of the stretch. And that is another fastball, 94 on the gun, and Nava fouls it off down the third base line. 1-2 the count. Now here, as he learned in the first inning, if you're going to throw a breaking ball here, you got to keep it down in the zone. As Nava, when he got the curveball up, he took it into right field for a home run. So if Davis wants to try another curveball or changeup, he's going to have to put it low in the zone and try and get Nava to chase. 1-2 pitch as Nava sets up and Davis gets his sign. Here he comes. And that one is hit well as well. A slider this time, and Daniel Nava has 2 home runs in this game. The Phillies have taken a 3-1 lead here in the top half of the third. Daniel Nava with his second home run of the game. That one was a slider that just didn't break enough. And he put it almost exactly where he put the first one, in about the 10th row of right field. So the Phillies take a 3-1 lead shortly after the Reds tie it up. And now Buchholz has the lead to work with again as that slider again just stayed up. Nava gets it on a 1-2 pitch, and he's going to take it out. And Davis knew it too, hanging his head. But now you got to start all over, and it's Odubel Herrera and Michael Franco and Michael Saunders, the heart of this Phillies order. Try and limit the damage here if you're rookie Davis. Here's the first pitch. Fastball just a bit inside, ball one. Nava only hit one home run all of last season. He's hit two in his first two at-bats this season off rookie Davis. So here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is a nice slider there from Davis. Strike one on the outside corner to Odubel Herrera. Herrera now 3 for 8, I apologize, in the early season so far, with a double and 2 singles and 2 walks drawn. He's been one of the better players at getting on base for the Phillies, as that's another slider from Davis. This one outside, ball 2. Herrera was a Rule 5 draft pickup as well by the Phillies, which usually Rule 5 draft pickups don't pan out the way the teams want them to, but Odubel Herrera now batting third in the order for the Phillies, as that fastball from Davis just misses a bit outside, and it's now 3-1 to the very dangerous Odubel Herrera. Herrera up right now with a 3-1 count. On deck is the very powerful Michael Franco. And the 3-1, what a pitch there. Curveball from Davis. Had Odubel Herrera swinging out of his shoes there, and the count runs full. The Reds will travel to St. Louis after the game today to take on the Cardinals in a 3-game weekend series. Here's the 3-2 pitch from rookie Davis to Odubel Herrera. And that is swung on and grounded down the line. Votto couldn't get there. This will be a double for Odubel Herrera. And now there's a runner on second. Still no one out for the Phillies. And it will be Michael Franco coming up to the plate. Second double of the season for Herrera. And that one was just a slider, or a curveball, I apologize, that was on the bottom part of the zone. That's just a good piece of hitting there by Herrera. Nothing really Davis could do there. He put it in the spot that he wanted to, and then Herrera just took it down the line. And the Phillies continue to hit the young rookie pitcher pretty well so far. That is their 5th hit of the game here with no one out in the top of the 3rd. So now it's Michael Franco, who popped one up to center field his first time up. Davis needs an out here desperately. First pitch on the way. From the stretch, strike one, fastball, 2-seam fastball there at 90 miles an hour, catches the inside corner. Franco 2 for 9 so far to start the season. Both hits have been singles, but both have been very hard hit singles. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Davis from the stretch, inside there on that fastball, and the count even 1-1. Franco again popped one up to Adam Duvall in left field his first time up, which was the second out of the top half of the first inning. And now here is the 1-1 pitch. That slider misses down and away. 2-1 to Franco. On deck is Michael Saunders. Phillies lead 3-1 behind 2 home runs by Daniel Nava. The Reds scored in the bottom half of the second on a sac fly by Zach Cozart, scoring Eugenio Suarez, who started the inning with a leadoff double. But Nava struck again here in this inning as Franco gets a high fastball and fouls it back. 2-2. Davis about to throw his 55th pitch of the game, and it will be a very important pitch to a very, very good hitter. Phillies were almost completely in every category the worst hitting team in the National League last year. 15th in runs per game, 14th in batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage, as Franco fouls it off to stay alive there on a very nice slider from Davis. And it stays 2-2. From what I've seen from Davis so far, I can't be upset. He's a rookie. This is his first career game. I kind of expected him to struggle a little, but I like what he offers in terms of his pitches, and I think he's got a bright future here in Cincinnati. As Franco chops one to second, Cozart looks back Herrera, and there's one out. Herrera will advance to third after Cozart throws on to first. So now a runner on third, one out for the Phillies as Franco is now 0 for 2, and here is Michael Saunders. Franco or Herrera there was just a very smart play where he made it look like to Zach Cozart that he was retreating back, and then he took off as soon as Cozart released the throw, and he makes it in, and all Joey Votto can do is watch him. So now Herrera on third, Michael Saunders at the plate, one out here in the top of the third. Phillies lead 3-1. And here's the first pitch. Davis. It is fouled off by Saunders. Strike one. 94-mile-an-hour fastball there. Saunders flew out to Adam Duvall in the first inning. He's 1 for 5 now on the season with an RBI double in his first at-bat of the year off of Scott Feldman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Davis. It is fouled back again. Another fastball, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 on Saunders. Due up for the Reds in the bottom of the third will be rookie Davis, Billy Hamilton, and Jose Peraza against Bucholz. So here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one just a bit inside. Very nice pitch there from Davis. Just missed, and it's 1-2 now to Saunders. Saunders had an excellent first half of the year last year with the Seattle Mariners, was traded to the Blue Jays and was absolutely awful the second half of the season. And here's the 1-2. That's a slider in the dirt. Nice block there by Stuart Turner to prevent Odubel Herrera from trying to score. And it's now 2-2. On deck for the Phillies is the rookie catcher, Andrew Knapp. Knapp was a second-round pick in the 2013 draft, and again, making his major league debut today. Here's the 2-2. And that one fouled back again on another slider there from Davis. Saunders staying in there. Saunders stands a towering 6'6" tall and about 210 pounds. Very large outfielder for the Phillies, and he's got a very strong bat, so Davis has to be careful here. Here's the 2-2, and he got him to swing and miss on a slider. Fourth strikeout of the game for rookie Davis, and there's 2 gone here in the top of the third. Great slider there from rookie Davis, below the zone where it was high enough where it wasn't in the dirt, and Saunders still chased it, but it was low enough where he had absolutely no chance of hitting it. That's a major league pitch right there by the rookie. And now with 2 outs and a runner on third, it will be the rookie catcher, Andrew Knapp. Knapp grounded out his first time up to Joey Votto. And he takes strike one here on a slider from Davis. That was the 63rd pitch of the game from rookie Davis. Knapp again was a second-round pick in the 2013 draft. As on the 0-1 pitch, Davis pitches from the stretch. And that one fouled off, 0-2. And now rookie Davis a strike away from getting out of this inning. Odubel Herrera still stands on third. Phillies lead at 3-1 behind a 2-home-run game so far from Daniel Nava. The only hitter really that rookie Davis had problems with. He's left him 2 hanging breaking balls, and they've both been deposited in right field. Here's the 0-2 though to Knapp. And that's a slider that bounces in the dirt. A nice block there by Stuart Turner. And the count 1-2. Rookie Davis wears the gold neck chain around the gold chain around his neck Here as he gets the sign from Stuart Turner, who sets up inside here for the 1-2 pitch. And that one caught the inside part of the zone, and Knapp fouls it off to stay alive. 1-2 pitch upcoming once again. Davis looks back, Herrera at third, and adjusts and takes his sign from Stuart Turner, fellow rookie Stuart Turner. Herrera takes an extra step off third now. 1-2 pitch, and another foul ball there from Knapp on that time a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Knapp will not go down without a fight. On deck right now for the Phillies is the first baseman, Brock Stassi. Davis adjusts his cap, takes his grip on the ball, and gets his sign here as Stuart Turner will set up inside once again. 1-2 pitch. And he didn't go. The ball's in the dirt. Herrera is going to score on a wild pitch. It's 4-1 Philadelphia. Pitch got away from Stuart Turner there. The Reds were looking for a foul ball. Rookie Davis there made a rookie mistake and did not cover home plate. And Herrera will score because of it. The ball was in the dirt, so it's now a 2-2 count to Andrew Knapp. Herrera slides in safely, and the Phillies have scored 3 runs here in the top half of the third. Rookie Davis, I mean, you can hang a couple breaking balls. That's a rookie mistake, but you have to know to cover home plate on a wild pitch like that with a man on third. Here's the 2-2. Fastball inside, and the count runs full. Upcoming will be the 70th pitch of the game from Rookie Davis. Here's the full count. Davis kicks and fires. And that is ball 4 to Andrew Knapp. Slider misses low. Knapp will take first base, and here comes Brock Stassi. Brian Price looks on as Rookie Davis's pitch count continues to climb here in the top half of the third. And they're going to call someone to warm up in the bullpen. I'm unaware to know who it is yet. But out comes Mac Jenkins now to talk to the young man, as Wandy Peralta is the pitcher warming up in the bullpen right now for the Reds. Rookie Davis so far has gone 2 2/3 of 4-run baseball. He has 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. But his pitch count has reached 70 here in the top of the third. And Wandy Peralta will begin to loosen up here in the Reds bullpen. So here is a new batter for Rookie Davis. It is Brock Stassi with 2 outs and a runner on first. Stassi grounded out to Votto his first time up. And he swings at the first pitch here, inside fastball, and fouls it off. Brock Stassi, a 28-year-old rookie first baseman for the Phillies. Earned his way onto the club in spring training. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2, slider catches the outside corner, and Davis quickly ahead. Oh, 2 pitch now with a runner on first and 2 men gone. 4-1 Phillies here in the top of the third. And the 0-2 is just a bit outside there on a slider, 1-2. Davis now has thrown 73 pitches so far in 2 2/3. Pitch climbing pretty high, and that is why the Reds have pitchers warming up in the bullpen. We'll see if Rookie Davis still gets to bat in the bottom of the third. As that one popped up by Stassi, Cozart is there, and a long inning by the Phillies is finally over. They score 3. The Reds will come to bat. It'll be Davis, Hamilton, and Peraza, with the Phillies leading 4-1. Back for the bottom half of the third inning here from Great American Ballpark. It will be Rookie Davis leading off here with the Reds trailing 4-1. Phillies 4 runs on 5 hits, 3 men left on. Reds with 1 run on 2 hits with 1 man left on. Clay Bucholz will come out for his third inning of work. And leading off is the pitcher, Rookie Davis. Rookie Davis, last in his career, is a 247 batter, which is very good. And he takes the first pitch he sees a long way. It is off the wall. And Rookie Davis is going to have himself a leadoff double. But like I was saying, he's a 247 hitter in his career. 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored. This guy is no slouch at the plate, mostly because he's 6'5" and 250 pounds, your average NFL linebacker. But that is the first hit in the career of Rookie Davis. And that was a hard hit ball off the base of the left field wall. For a pitcher, that's a very hard hit for a first pitch swing. And now the leadoff man for the third straight inning for the Reds reaches for the second straight inning. It's on a double. And now it's back to the top of the order with Billy Hamilton. Davis trying to help his own cause with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the third. And Bucholz now will face Hamilton, who singled the center to start the game. First pitch, he shows bunt. He pulls back. It's ball 1 on a curveball inside. Hamilton now batting .250 on the season with an RBI on a sac fly on opening day. He went 0 for 4 last night, but did have a stolen base. Here's the 1-1 pitch the 1-0 pitch, to Hamilton. And he shows bunt again. He pulls back. This one is called a strike. This one a slider from Bucholz, another breaking ball, however, and the count is even. So here's the 1-1 to Billy Hamilton. Rookie Davis gets a lead off of second base. Peraza on deck for the Reds. And Hamilton swings, puts a charge into one. This one will be a fly ball to right field. It drops. They couldn't get there. Cesar Hernandez could not get there. And it will be runners on first and second now with nobody out for Peraza. Hamilton gets a bloop single. He's 2 for 2 today. And 2 on with no one out for Peraza, who's been one of the better hitters for the Reds so far this season. Hamilton now with 3 hits in the first 2.5 games of the season, and Bucholz has to work out of his first jam of the game. That's going to be ruled an error, not a hit. That's going to be ruled an error on the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. It was an over-the-shoulder catch, so I assume they call it a hit, but it is going to be ruled an error. Here's the first pitch to Peraza. Curveball in there, strike one on the outside corner. That was the 30th pitch of the game from Clay Bucholz. Davis on second after a leadoff double. Hamilton reaches on an error, and they're on first and second with no one out for the Reds, who needs some run production here as they're trailing 4-1 here in the bottom of the third. Bucholz kicks and fires on the 0-1 pitch. Peraza will make a sliding play there made by Freddie Galvis. They get Hamilton out at second. Peraza is safe at first, and they're on the corners now with one out for the Reds, and it's Joey Votto coming to the plate. Galvis made a great sliding stop. He threw to second to get Hamilton by a step, and Peraza beats the throw to first by a step. Peraza, known for being a very aggressive hitter, swings on the 0-1 pitch, and he gets on base. Hamilton out at second, but they're on the corners now with one out for the Reds, and it's their best hitter, Joey Votto. Votto will face Bucholz for the second time. Votto ended up flying out on a very hard-hit fly ball in the first inning. For a second, I thought it was gone. It ended up dying at the warning track. And here's the first pitch to Votto. Bucholz kicks and deals out of the stretch. And that is a strike slider on the inside corner. Strike one. Votto now 1 for 8 on the season, but he did hit a solo home run for his only hit on the season. Can Votto come through right now? He is the tying run at the plate. Duvall on deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball one. Bucholz trying to get Votto to chase there. It almost worked as Votto started to swing, but pulled back in time, and the count is even. Votto was hit 356 with runners in scoring position last year with 10 home runs, 69 RBIs, as they try to pick off Peraza, and he's back in time. The rookie Davis on third after a leadoff double. Hamilton reached on an error. Peraza grounded into a fielder's choice, and they're on the corners with one out for the Reds. 1-1 pitch to Votto. And that is swung on. That is going to be a nice play there, and it's going to be a double play to end the inning. Brock Stazzi made the stop. He stepped on first, and he threw to second, and they tagged out Peraza, and the Reds leave him on the corners. End of the third. Phillies 4, Reds 1. Due up for the Phillies. Next inning will be Galvis, Bucholz, and Hernandez. You're listening to the Cincinnati Reds on Channel S. Jacob Neal. Top of the fourth here from Great American Ballpark. It is 4-1 Philadelphia as we start the top of the fourth inning. Rookie Davis out for his fourth inning of work. It will be Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, to lead off here the top of the fourth, as we do have a pitching change. In fact, rookie Davis pulled after 3 innings in his major league debut. He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. And into the game is left-hander Wandy Peralta, who in 10 games last season had a no record but an 8.59 ERA in 7 1/3 innings, 7 walks to 5 strikeouts, and he gave up a home run as well. So he will lead off and face Freddie Galvis and Clay Bucholz, 2 lefties in a row to start off the top of the fourth. And here's the first pitch to Galvis. Peralta kicks and fires. That is up and away on a fastball, ball 1. Peralta making his first appearance of the season, as through the first 2 games of the year, they used Barrett Aston, Michael Lorenzen, Rysel Iglesias, and Drew Storen. Pop fly here on the 1-0 pitch. It is cut by Peraza, and Galvis is retired 1 away. And now it is the pitcher, Clay Bucholz. Peraza made the catch in the sun. Very impressive there by the young second baseman. And now it's Bucholz for his second at-bat of the game. He struck out in his first appearance. Peralta gets his sign. And here's the pitch. Upstairs, fastball, 96 mile an hour on the gun, ball 1. Clay Bucholz bats lefty again, even though he throws righty. And he gets, here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a slider, beautiful pitch from Peralta, catches the inside corner, strike 1. On deck for the Phillies will be the leadoff man, Cesar Hernandez. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Another slider there from Peralta, and he's ahead 1-2 on Bucholz. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and swing and a miss on a 96 mile an hour fastball. Bucholz gone swinging for the second time today, and 2 quick outs for Wandy Peralta. And now he faces Cesar Hernandez, who is a switch hitter and will be batting righty for the first time this season. So Hernandez steps into the batter's box, and here's the first pitch from Peralta. It will be bunted, foul, strike 1. Hernandez is 1 for 2 today. He slapped a single his last time up and scored a run, and he struck out to start the game. Peralta, 0-1 pitch. Also just a bit inside on a 97 mile an hour fastball. It's ball 1. Peralta, here comes his 9th pitch of the game. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Another slider. The slider working for Peralta so far, and he's ahead 1-2. Peralta, again, struggled last year in a minimal appearance with the Reds, but he's looking sharp here, and he gets on a 1-2, a pop-up down the first base line. Votto's going to get there, but he falls off his glove. It is a foul ball, and Cesar Hernandez stays alive here in this at-bat. That was a very tough over-the-shoulder catch there for Votto on the tarp, and he just couldn't quite get it. He slips and drops the ball, and this at-bat stays alive. So here's a 1-2 offering again. 11th pitch of the day for Peralta. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Another slider from Peralta. He gets back-to-back strikeouts, and he sits them down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. Very efficient inning for the Reds' left-handed reliever. Up to bat in the bottom of the fourth will be Duvall, Suarez, and Schebler. You're listening to the Cincinnati Reds on Channel S. Jacob Neal. DJ Lingboy with Lucidity as we return for the bottom half of the fourth inning here on S. Jacob Neal. It's the Cincinnati Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies. Adam Duvall will lead off the bottom half of the fourth against Bucholz, with the Phillies leading 4-1. Duvall in his first at-bat was caught looking on an inside fastball from Bucholz. And here's the first pitch. 35th of the game from Bucholz. It is a curveball in there, strike one. Duvall so far off to a very hot start this season, batting .387 with 2 doubles and a run scored. Here's the 0-1. Duvall stares it down, and it's another curveball in there again, 0-2. A lot of breaking balls being seen right now by Adam Duvall. They don't want to throw him a fastball as they know this guy is capable of a 40 home run season. And here's the 0-2. Bucholz gets his sign. Knapp sets up low and outside. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Duvall fouls it off to stay alive. That was a four-seam fastball at 87 miles an hour. Knapp will head out to the mound to talk with Bucholz. That was what looked like a two-seam fastball hooking into the zone that Duvall just got enough of to foul it off behind home plate and stay alive. So it remains an 0-2 count here to Adam Duvall as Knapp and Bucholz finish their conversation on the pitcher's mound, and we are ready to resume action. On deck is Eugenio Suarez, who doubled to start off the second, and Scott Schebler due up third here in the bottom half of the fourth. Here's the 0-2 again from Clay Bucholz. In his now 11th season in the major leagues, his first with the Phillies. Duvall waits to set up and in, and he fouls it off again, staying alive. 0-2 again. Bucholz to Duvall. Duvall, something he's shown a lot more this year than he has when he first signed with the Reds, is a lot more patience when it comes to the plate and a lot better ability to fight off those tough pitches. Duvall becoming a more patient and disciplined hitter as his career in Cincinnati is extended, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this young man. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and that is going to be a base hit into right center field for Adam Duvall to start the bottom half of the fourth. Duvall now with his fourth hit of the season, He's now 4 for 9 this year, batting .444. Duvall seeing the ball very well here the first 3 games of the season as they put the shift on, and he took it where they weren't, and that's between first and second. Duvall beats the shift, and now it's a runner on first with no one out for Eugenio Suarez, who doubled in the first inning, and he will get a chance to at least move Duvall into scoring position, if not get on himself. First pitch from Bucholz will be his 40th of the game, and it's coming to Suarez. And he swings at the first pitch and drives a base hit into left center field. Duvall rounds second, will go to third, and the Reds have runners on the corners with no one out here in the bottom half of the fourth. It will be Scott Schebler coming up with a chance to get the Reds back into this game. Obviously, Schebler known for having one of the best power bats in this Reds order. And you have to think to yourself, it's a long shot, but a home run ties the game right now. Tying run coming to the plate, and Scott Schebler. After him, it will be Cozart and Stuart Turner. Schebler bats lefty while Bucholz throws righty, so this is the best matchup they're going to get here in the bottom half of the fourth as Cozart and Turner both hit right. Schebler 1 for 7 so far this season, but has also drawn a walk. And he will step into the box with Duvall on third and Suarez on first. First pitch coming to Scott Schebler. Bucholz gets his sign, sets up low and outside, and he will check Suarez at first. Back in time is Eugenio. Bucholz has done that quite frequently today, checking runners back at first base. He's done it with Hamilton, Peraza, and now Suarez. And here's the first pitch to Schebler. Ball one low on a changeup there. Ball one to Schebler, 1-0. Scott Schebler was a trade acquired in a trade for Todd Frazier from the Los Angeles Dodgers, along with Jose Peraza, in a 3-team trade that sent Frazier to Chicago. Schebler and Peraza obviously both now everyday players for the Reds, so I think that trade worked out well for Cincinnati. 1-0 pitch inside on the curveball, 2-0 to Schebler, and this might be a pitch he can drive into the seats, folks. Duvall on third after a leadoff single. Suarez singled and moved Duvall to third. Suarez now 2 for 2 today after being 0 for 6 in his first 2 games. And here's the 2-0 pitch to Scott Schebler. Buchholz gets his sign. Here's the pitch. It's high and outside, 3-0. Cozart on deck. He is tied for the team lead in RBIs with 2, and he might get a chance to bat with the bases loaded and no one out here in the bottom of the 4th. Buchholz is now about to throw his 44th pitch of the game here with no one out in the bottom of the 3rd. Runners on the corners. 3-0 pitch to Schebler. And here it is, the 3-0. And he's going to check Suarez once again. Back in time is Eugenio. Schebler adjusts his batting gloves and steps back into the box. With runners in scoring position last year, Scott Schebler hit just a hair under 300 with 3 home runs and 30 runs batted in. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Do you give him the green light here? They do, and he fouls it a mile down the 3rd base line. It's 3-1. 3-1 pitch now coming from Buchholz. Will we see Suarez try and steal second base? This is another hitter's count. So Buchholz has to throw Schebler a strike here and risk Schebler depositing this one in the Ohio River. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4, Schebler draws his second walk of the season, and the bases are loaded for Zach Cozart. Reds have struggled the first 2 games of the year trying to get runners home with runners in scoring position and chances. They are very well known the last couple of years to leave men on. And now bases loaded, no one out. Cozart's got to get the job done here. Buchholz will face Cozart for the second time. Cozart, his first time up with a sacrifice fly to score a Eugenio Suarez. And he's now up with Duvall on third, Suarez on second, Schebler on first. Cozart steps into the box. Here's the first pitch. Sets up outside. And it is outside, ball 1 on a slider. Cozart with a team leading 2 RBIs. Last year he went 3 for 7 with the bases loaded, 5 RBIs. He's 265 in his career with the bases loaded. However, has never hit a grand slam. Now would be a good time to do it. Zach Cozart, a 1-0 pitch. After hitting 16 home runs last season, takes another pitch outside, 2-0 to Cozart. And Buchholz is starting to lose a little bit of his control. And it looked like he grimaced a little bit in pain there, moving his arm. Could Buchholz be dealing with some shoulder discomfort right now? As he's now behind 2-0 on Cozart with the bases loaded and no one out. 2-0 pitch. Stuart Turner on deck. And it is now, that one caught the inside corner, strike 1 on a fastball, 2-1. 48 pitches thrown by Clay Bucholz, the majority of them here in this 4th inning. Cozart still with a hitter's count at 2-1. 2 hits and a walk drawn by the Reds here so far in the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch. Cozart will take into left field. That is a base hit. Duvall will score. Suarez is held at third. The bases remain loaded with no one out. It's now 4-2. Reds now with 6 hits on the game. Cozart with his second RBI of the day. Cozart got a pitch down the middle that just didn't break like Buchholz wanted it to, and he deposits it in left field, easily scoring Duvall. and they do not want to test the arm of Daniel Nava. So the bases remain loaded with no one out for Stuart Turner, the rookie catcher. And now the pitching coach for the Philadelphia Phillies will come out to discuss strategy with Clay Bucholz and the entire infield. Galvis, Franco, Hernandez, and Stasi all in there as well. And they retreat back, and the pitching coach retreats back to the dugout. So Bucholz will stay in this game for now. But he's given up 2 earned already in this game, and he still has to deal with the bases loaded and no one out. With the pitcher spot due up next, if Stuart Turner can get on base here, you have to think that Wandy Peralta's day will be done, and they will bring in a pinch hitter, most likely Scooter Gennett, for the Reds. So here is Stuart Turner, who struck out in his first at-bat on a full count. First pitch he gets here, he swings at, hits it a long way. It will be caught by Saunders. Suarez will tag and score his second run of the game. And we have a 4-3 game here in Cincinnati. Cozart will tag and take second. Schebler will tag and take third. And they're on second and third with 1 out on a sacrifice fly by the rookie, Stuart Turner. It's a 4-3 game. Clay Bucholz has given up 2 runs now. Scooter Gennett will indeed come in to pinch hit with runners on second and third and 1 man down. A base hit here gives the Reds the lead. Scooter Gennett, the hometown hero, grew up in Cincinnati, rooted for the Reds his whole life, was drafted by the Brewers, and after he got waived by the Brewers, he was picked up by the Reds, and now he is their primary bench player. And who knows, if Zach Cozart ends up getting traded, he might be the everyday second baseman with Peraza moving to shortstop. So here's the first pitch from Bucholz to pinch hitter Scooter Gennett. And that is ball 1 on a curveball in the dirt. On Monday, in his first game as a Red, Scooter Gennett, even though the Reds did lose, he turned a 4-1 game into a 4-3 game with a 2-run home run in the left field off of Jeanmar Gomez. And now he's got a 1-0 pitch from Clay Bucholz. Scooter Gennett, in 3 at-bats with the Reds so far this year, is 1 for 3 with that home run. And he gets a pitch, he swings, grounds it to first. That is the second out of the inning. But Schebler will score, and this game is tied at 4. Cozart moves to third. And now it will be Billy Hamilton with a runner on third and 2 outs. So Scooter Gennett now leads the team again with his 3rd RBI of the season in just 4 at-bats. Gennett broke his bat in half with that swing, grounded it to Stasi at first, but he gets the job done. Schebler comes on home, and this game is tied at 4. So rookie Davis will no longer take the loss in this one in his Major League debut. And now Billy Hamilton, who has singled and grounded out, will bat with a runner on third and 2 outs. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Hamilton now batting 2 for 9 on the season with an RBI. The Reds could use the lead right here and work that bullpen, trying to take this series. Here's the 0-1, upstairs on a fastball, ball 1. Hamilton, still only 1 stolen base on the young season, even though he's been on base 4 times. 1-1 pitch from Bucholz. He gets the sign from Knapp, and that is low on a slider, 2-1 to Billy Hamilton. Peraza waits on deck if it comes to that, but I'm sure that Bucholz wants to try and get out of this inning with the game still tied, and will attack Hamilton here. Lead off first for Cozart. The 2-1 pitch catches the inside corner. It's 2-2. Hamilton just watched that fastball catch the corner, and Bucholz now a strike away from getting out of this inning, only giving up 3. Billy Hamilton, a 2-2 pitch and a tie game at 4. Zach Cozart on third. And Hamilton with a base hit. No, Cesar Hernandez makes a leaping catch to rob Hamilton of a sure single. This game will stay tied at 4 going to the 5th inning. You're listening to Cincinnati Reds Baseball here on Channel S. Jacob Neal. Back now for Reds baseball. The Reds bullpen has been very sharp through the first 3 games of the season, going 7 1/3 innings with only 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a save. And they're going to have to be sharp again today, as Ricky Davis only lasted 3 innings. Wandy Peralta got a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and now making his season debut is Cody Reed out of the bullpen. Cody Reed, of course, was acquired with Brandon Finnegan in the trade for Johnny Cueto. And Reed, after making a couple starts last year for the Reds, will start the year out of the bullpen. And in 10 games last year, he went 0-7 with a 7.36 ERA, 19 walks, 43 strikeouts, 12 home runs given up. So a little bit of struggles last year for Cody Reed, but it's a new season, and we hope to see a new Cody Reed. He will lead off against the man that the Reds haven't been able to stop yet. That's Daniel Nava, who's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs in this game. First pitch from Reed. Ball 1 in the dirt, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Cody Reed. Reed gets his sign from Stuart Turner. And Reed kicks and fires. Swing and a miss on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1. Cody Reed and Robert Stevenson, the Reds have had so many prospects, starting pitchers trying to make it on this team, but Stevenson and Reed will have to start the year out of the bullpen as long relievers, with rookie Davis and Amir Garrett being in the starting rotation. 1-1 pitch, just a bit inside, 2-1. Nava is leading off the top of the 5th inning with, after him, it will be Adubel Herrera and Michael Franco. So Reed will have to deal with the heart of this Phillies lineup. 2-1 pitch, low on the heater there. It's 3-1. Cody Reed rocking the goggles look on with his full beard here on the first appearance of him for the regular season this year. He had a decent spring, not great, but not awful. 3-1 pitch is ball 4 high, and he walks Daniel Nava to start the top of the 5th. Reds have done very nicely responding today to Phillies' offensive attacks. The Phillies struck in the top of the 1st. Reds answered in the bottom of the 2nd. The Phillies struck again for 3 more in the top of the 3rd, and the Reds answered in the bottom of the 4th. And that leads us to a 4-4 tie here in the top of the 5th. Leadoff man on for the Phillies, and it will bring up Adubel Herrera. Herrera is 1 for 2. He's singled and he's 1 for 1. I'm sorry. He's singled and drawn a walk. And here he faces Cody Reed. This lefty-on-lefty matchup is, I'm sure, what Brian Price was looking for. First pitch from Reed. Slider just misses outside, ball 1. Again, Herrera 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He scored one of the 4 Philly runs as well. And he's ahead 1-0 here with a runner on first. 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, strike 1 on that fastball there from Cody Reed. Reed right now could use a double play to eliminate the base runner here for the Reds. Defense. And now, here's the 1-1 as Cody Reed gets his sign. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Slider low, and it's 2-1. Reed a little bit wild here to start the season, but it is his first appearance. He's a young kid. It's kind of expected here as he's trying to settle in and get adjusted to the new season. And he's facing a very good Phillies lineup with Nava, Herrera, and Franco here in the 5th. But he's got a 2-1 count here on Herrera after a leadoff walk to Nava. Franco on deck. Reed gets his sign. As Herrera takes his time and steps into the box. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low and outside, 3-1. Stuart Turner, thinking about making a mound visit, holds up for now. And now it's another 3-1 count here from Cody Reed. Herrera steps into the box. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Reed walks him. Back-to-back walks here to start the top of the 5th from Cody Reed. And now it's Maikel Franco with 2 on and no one out. And now Stuart Turner will take a step out to the mound and discuss with Cody Reed. Reds answered with 3 runs on the bottom of the 4th inning after a leadoff single by Adam Duvall, a single by Suarez, a walk to Schebler. Cozart answered with a Cozart singled in the left field, and then Stuart Turner with a sacrifice fly, and Scooter Gennett with a ground ball out that scored another run, and they made it 4-4. As Billy Hamilton popped one up and couldn't score the run that would have given the Reds the lead. Here's the first pitch to Maikel Franco. That's a fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. Franco's 0 for 2 today. He has popped up and grounded out. He's 2 for 10 in this series. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that is grounded foul, and Cody Reed quickly ahead 0-2. On deck now is Michael Saunders after Franco. Franco, a very, very big, strong man at 6'4" and 240 pounds. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Reed to Franco. 2 very strong players going head-to-head here, and Franco fouls off an 0-2 slider to stay alive. It is Daniel Nava on second and Adubo Herrera on first here in the top of the 5th. No one out for the Phillies. It's 4-4 tie here between the Phillies and Reds in this rubber match game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Cody Reed will try again. And that's a little low on that slider there, 1-2. Franco, both of his hits in this series have come in the first inning, with one being off Feldman and the other one being off of Brandon Finnegan. That was the only hit Finnegan gave up in 7 innings yesterday. As there is a beautiful slider from Reed, strikes out Franco, and there's one down here in the top of the 5th. Reed gets his first strikeout after back-to-back walks to start the top of the 5th, and now it's 2 on with 1 out for Michael Saunders. So Reed, hopefully that meeting with Stuart Turner calmed him down a little bit as he strikes out Maikel Franco on 5 pitches and gets that much-needed first out. So Michael Saunders steps to the plate. Michael Saunders is 0 for 2 today, as Phillies manager Pete McCann out to talk to the umpire, and he will retreat back to the dugout with Michael Franco. And now it's Michael Saunders coming up to bat with Nava on second and Herrera on first. Saunders had a double off the wall on opening day that scored a run for the Phillies in the first inning. That is his only hit of the series. And Cody Reed will stare him down. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup that the Reds, I'm sure, feel very comfortable with. First pitch from Reed. Outside fastball, ball one. Cody Reed, like I mentioned, was a starter in the major leagues last year, so if the Reds need him to, he could go multiple innings. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And swung on and missed a beautiful slider from Reed, 1-1. Got Saunders way out in front of that off-speed pitch. And Cody Reed has evened up the count again as he stares down Saunders and waits for the sign from Stuart Turner. Here's the 1-1. Another slider, this one on the ground to Peraza. Turning one. Cozart flips on to first. It's a double play, and the Reds out of the inning, not giving up a run. Cody Reed, after walking the first two batters of the inning, gets out of it with a strikeout and a double play. He looks strong after that mound visit, and it will be due up for the Reds. Jose Peraza, Joey Votto, and Adam Duvall. We'll be back for the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Reds Baseball on Channel S. Jacob Neal. We are back for the bottom half of the fifth inning here from Great American Ballpark. It's Clay Bucholz pitching to Jose Peraza. First pitch curveball in there, strike one. Peraza 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out and flied out. And he will lead off the bottom of the fifth here with a 4-4 tie game. Here's the second pitch from Bucholz. And Peraza caught swinging on a pitch inside, and it's 0-2. Peraza 0 for 2. He was also called out. He was thrown out in a double play when he reached on the fielder's choice in the third inning. And here's an 0-2 pitch from Bucholz to Peraza. And that one is flied to right field. It will be called off by Michael Saunders. It is made. The catch is made, one away here in the bottom of the fifth. And it will be Joey Votto coming up to bat for the Reds now. He is 0 for 2 as well. He is flied out and grounded into a double play. Will Cody Reed come out for the top half of the sixth? That's what Reds fans are wondering right now, as he pitched a kind of up and down inning there in the top half of the fifth, but he is known as a former starter, and he only pitched 18 pitches in that fifth. And I don't think you want to wear out the bullpen this early in the season, so I'd leave him out, but we'll see what Brian Price does. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Joey Votto. And Votto laces a base hit up the middle. 1-out single for Votto, his second hit of the season. And the Reds have the go-ahead run on first for Adam Duvall. Duvall led off last inning with a single and ended up scoring a run, and he will bat now with Votto on first and one man down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bucholz has now given up 7 hits in just 4 1/3. Reds offense clicking a lot better today than it has in the first 2 games of this series. They scored 5 runs combined in the first 2 games of the series. They've scored 4 already today, and we're not even halfway through the game. As Duvall swings at the first pitch, fouls it off his foot, limps a little bit. Duvall slow to kind of walk back into the batter's box. Hopefully he's okay. Duvall will walk it off, and he will stay in this game. Duvall, that obviously does not hurt or does not feel good when you foul a pitch off your foot, but Duvall is a tough man, and he will stay in this game. He singled in the fourth and scored a run. He's batting .444 so far in the season, 4 for 9 to start the season. And he will bat with Votto on first and one man down. Here's the 0-1 pitch, 64th pitch of the game for Clay Bucholz to Adam Duvall. Here's the 0-1. From the stretch, Bucholz will try to pick off Votto, and Votto is back in time. Bucholz clearly all game long has tried to pick off those runners on first base, no matter what their speed is, going anywhere from Votto to Billy Hamilton. But he hasn't picked one off yet today, and we'll try this again, 0-1 to Adam Duvall. Here's the pitch. And Duvall gets a pitch. He fouls it back. That was an inside fastball, and Bucholz ahead 0-2 on Duvall. On deck for the Reds is Eugenio Suarez, who is 2 for 2 today with a double and a single. Duvall and Suarez and Schebler all still looking for their first home runs of the season. The only 2 home runs hit so far by Reds players are Scooter Gennett and Joey Votto. 0-2 pitch almost gets away from Knapp there in the dirt. Nice block there to not let Votto go to second, and it's 1-2. 4-4 tie here in the bottom of the fifth with Joey Votto on first and 1 out. It's a 1-2 count to the Reds cleanup hitter Adam Duvall. As Daniel Navas hit 2 home runs in this game for the Phillies to give them 3 of their 4 runs. Another run was scored on a wild pitch thrown by rookie Davis in the top half of the third, while the Reds have scored on a sac fly by Cozart and a single by Cozart, as well as a walk, as Duvall strikes out swinging, but a ground out by Scooter Gennett and a sac fly by Stuart Turner. So now 2 gone here in the bottom of the fifth. Bucholz gets his strikeout of Duvall there, and it's now Suarez with 2 outs and a runner on first. Reds have never had the lead in this game so far. They've had to work from behind all day long. And now the 67th pitch coming from Clay Bucholz. Here it is. Eugenio Suarez ready in the box. First pitch coming. Curveball low and away, ball 1. Suarez, again, I said 2 for 2, double, single, and he scored 2 runs in this game after being 0 for 6 in the first 2 games combined this season. He was lifted in the first game for Scooter Gennett, and he played the whole game yesterday, but of course there was not much offense in that game as he takes an outside fastball for ball 2. Finnegan was masterful yesterday. I wasn't sure about Brandon Finnegan as he had a pretty rough spring. I was kind of worried going into that game yesterday, but he proved me and a whole lot of other people wrong, retiring 19 in a row and getting the first win of the year for the Reds as Clay Bucholz has fallen behind 3-0 on Eugenio Suarez. Schebler on deck. Here's the 70th pitch of the game from Buchholz. In his Philly debut, he's given up 4 runs on 7 hits with a walk and a couple strikeouts. Here's the 3-0 to Suarez. Do you give him the green light here with 2 outs? Well, not if it's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Eugenio Suarez. Votto will move to second. Suarez will take first, and there are 2 on with 2 outs for Scott Schebler. Suarez has reached now in all 3 plate appearances he's had today with a double, single, and walk drawn off of Buchholz. Buchholz does not like pitching to Suarez. This is Clay Bucholz' first career game against the Reds in his 11th year in the major leagues, as he again pitched for the Boston Red Sox for the first 10 years of his career. And he faces Scott Schebler with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th and 2 on. Due up for the Phillies in the top half of the 6th is Knapp, Stassi, and Galvis, as Schebler takes ball 1. Schebler has drawn a walk and scored a run in the 4th inning as well. He only has 1 hit, though, so far on the season. It came on opening day. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Buchholz gives him a curveball right down the middle. Suarez fouls it into the Reds' dugout, 1-1. Franco gave that one chase, but it ended up landing in the dugout. No play on it, and we keep going. It's a 1-1 count to Schebler. Schebler was started the year planning on platooning in left field with Adam Duvall. And then Duvall ended up having a really good start to the year, and Schebler struggled. So they sent Schebler down to AAA, where he was named AAA Player of the Year. They called him back up in August, and he ended up being the starting right fielder after Bruce left, and he hit almost 300 to end the season. So they think a lot of this kid as he takes ball 2 on a low curveball. 2-1 from Buchholz, who has just thrown his 73rd pitch of the game. We're still only 4 2/3 into the game. Both starters didn't fare very long in this one, as Rookie Davis was pulled after 3 innings of work, and Clay Bucholz has getting pretty close to his pitching limit through only 4 2/3. After Finnegan went 7 last night and Eichhoff went 6, I don't think we should be expecting another pitching performance like we got in that game. 4-4 tie, 2 on, 2 outs, 2-1 pitch to Scott Schebler. Here it comes. And that is strike 2 on the inside corner. Nice slider there from Buchholz. It's a 2-2 pitch. Schebler's got to swing the bat now after he took an inside breaking ball for a strike. Buchholz gets his sign. Knapp sets up low and inside. And here is the 2-2. Schebler. Ball 3, full count. Inside 2-seam fastball there from Buchholz. And Votto and Suarez will both be in motion here on this full count pitch with 2 outs. This might be the very last time you see Buchholz in this game, especially if the Phillies get a hit in the top half of the 6th, as he's due up to bat, and I'm sure that Pete McCann will want to use a pinch hitter. Here's the full count pitch. And Suarez fouls it back. We will do it again. Votto and Suarez both have to start back, going back to second and first, as they were both in motion there. Full count again. Pitch count, the last 2 innings, Buchholz has thrown 42 pitches after only throwing 34 in the first 3. So here's the full count pitch. Buchholz again gets Schebler to pop it up. Franco will get there, and the Reds strand 2. We'll go to the 6th. Tied at 4. You're listening to the Cincinnati Reds on Channel S. Jacob Neal. Back now for the top of the sixth here from Great American Ballpark. Reds and Phillies both tied at 4 here through 5 innings in this rubber match. It will be Cody Reed taking the mound for his second inning of work once again. And he will be facing the rookie catcher, Andrew Knapp. As big news for Reds fans, tomorrow will be the Major League debut of very highly touted prospect, Amir Garrett. Amir Garrett will pitch his first career game on the road against the Reds' arch rivals, the St. Louis Cardinals. So make sure you check that game out. That starts tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Cody Reed will face Knapp here to start the top of the sixth. First pitch coming. Reed, fastball a little low there, ball 1. Knapp drew a walk in the third and struck out looking in the second. And on the 1-0 pitch, he chops it foul, 1-1. That was the 20th pitch thrown by Cody Reed. Like I said, Knapp, Stassi, and Galvis due up for the Phillies here in the top half of the sixth as Reed fires a slider away, 2-1. This will most likely be Cody Reed's last inning of work as he is due up in the batting order in the bottom half of the sixth, and most likely they will have a pinch hitter in for him. As it's now 3-1 to Knapp, who is looking to work his second walk of the game here in the top half of the sixth. 3-1 pitch here from Cody Reed. And that is outside the third walk issued of the day by Cody Reed. And the leadoff man reaches for the Phillies. And now it will be coming to the plate, first baseman Brock Stassi. Stassi has had a rough day today, going hitless. And he will try to change that now with a runner on first and no one out. Cody Reed trying to settle down his nerves again, maybe trying to get another double play. Here's the first pitch. Outside corner on the fastball, strike 1. Reed's got the pitches to succeed at the major league level. The problem is he doesn't have the control quite yet, which is shown because he has 3 walks already in just an inning of work. Here's the 0-1 to Stassi. Slider misses away, 1-1. 25 pitches now for Cody Reed. As we have no one out, a runner on first in the top of the sixth. Phillies 4, Reds 4. Here's the 1-1. Slider misses away again, 2-1. Stuart Turner getting his first start at catcher today. And he's done a pretty nice job so far, keeping all pitchers under control and realizing when he needs to make mound visits and giving Tucker Barnhart a much-needed day off here early in the season. Here's the 2-1. Misses low again, 3-1 now to Stassi. And Cody Reed in danger of walking his 4th batter of the game so far. Here's the 3-1. In desperate need of a double play is Cody Reed, and he walks Stassi. Back-to-back walks for Reed here in the 6th, and he's now got 4 for the game. Brian Price will have them make a call to the bullpen here, and we will let you know momentarily who will be warming up for the Reds. So now it will be Freddie Galvis with 2 on and no one out. As Cody Reed will get a visit from the infield as Suarez and Peraza will try to calm him down. And he will be facing Freddie Galvis, the left-handed shortstop. Galvis is still without a hit today, and he will bat with Knapp on second and Stassi on first. And they try to get him to lay down a bunt. That is ball 1. Turner, they get it caught in a pickle. Knapp is thrown out, trying to take third. Stuart Turner with a heads-up play, and the Reds get a much-needed first out of the inning. Great play there by Stuart Turner, as they thought Stassi was caught too far off the bag. Turner throws him out before he can get back. And that is a much-needed first out for Cody Reed and the Redlegs. Now it's an 0-1 pitch to Galvis. And Galvis will chop one. This is going to be another double play, and Reed escapes the inning again. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. Cody Reed duels out of trouble, 2 consecutive innings. Reds will bat. It'll be Cozart, Turner, and Reed due up in the order. You're listening to Reds Baseball on Channel S. Jacob Neal. We are now back for bottom of the sixth here from Great American Ballpark. It will be Zach Cozart leading off here for the Reds against Bucholz. Bucholz comes out for his 6th inning of work. And he will face Cozart here to start the inning. As we are talking to also Stuart Turner's parents before the game, we talked to rookie Davis's parents, Lynn and Patrick, and we also talked to Stuart Turner's parents, Mindy and Randy, and both are extremely proud of their kids making their major league debuts today. As Clay Bucholz's day ends after 5 innings, it will be Mike Morgan in to pitch for the Phillies, the left-hander. He will face Cozart to start the bottom of the 6th. Cozart grounds one foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Cozart off to a very hot start this season. He's 1 for 1 today with a sac fly and an RBI single. He now has 3 RBIs on the year, tied with Scooter Jeanette for the team lead. 0-2 pitch here coming from Morgan, and that one low, ball 1. Stuart Turner waits on deck for his 3rd at-bat of the game. He has a sacrifice fly, and he got caught looking on a Clay Bucholz inside fastball. 1-2 pitch here to Cozart. Cozart laces it foul, and we'll do it again. Reds tied it up at 4 in the bottom of the 4th. No scoring has happened since then. And the Reds look to take their first lead of the game as they've trailed the whole way and had to come from behind this whole game. Very key game for both teams to start off above 500 here through the first series as a low changeup misses, and it's 2-2 to Cozart. Reds travel to St. Louis after this game, while the Phillies go and take on the Washington Nationals. Here's the 2-2 to Cozart, and Cozart gone swinging on a changeup, 1 away. Strikeout for Mike Morgan, and it brings up Stuart Turner. with one gone here in the bottom of the sixth. A little bit of rain here from Great American Ballpark. Nothing to affect or nothing to put any rain delays or postponing the game in anyone's mind. Nothing to put the game in doubt here, let's say that. And Morgan fires a curveball in there, strike one to Stuart Turner. Turner 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, but he has a sacrifice fly also for his first major league run batted in. 0-1 pitch. Turner slaps a hard ground ball to shortstop. Galvis makes the play, and there are two down. And now Cody Reed is due up to bat, but will they use a pinch hitter here for the Reds? Scooter Gennett has already batted today. He had an RBI on a ground out. And it will be indeed Michael Lorenzen coming in to pinch hit for the Reds, which means you can assume that Michael Lorenzen will be pitching in the top half of the seventh inning. Lorenzen, one of the cooler moments of last season for the Reds. Michael Lorenzen's father unfortunately passed away in late July. And Lorenzen, 2 days after he found out, he hit a home run in his first ever at-bat as a Red. Very cool story. A 3-run home run against the Dodgers. Put the Reds up 9-1. And Michael Lorenzen is 1 for 5. It was 1 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs last year as a batter. And he will bat here against Morgan. 1-0 pitch. Ball 2, low changeup, 2-0. Lorenzen did pitch each of the first 2 games of the season so far, but if Price is going to pinch hit him here, I think you'd have to assume that he's going to pitch in the top half of the seventh. Maybe Iglesias in the eighth and Storin in the ninth, something like that, as Lorenzen fouls back a fastball 2-1. Lorenzen was an outfielder in college and was a very solid batter in college. And he still was a very good hitter up and coming in the minors, but now that he's a relief pitcher, he never has to hit anymore. But here's a big opportunity to show the Reds that he can still do it. A pinch hit opportunity here in the bottom of the sixth. 2-1 pitch. Misses low. Change up. 3-1 now to Lorenzen. After Morgan struck out Cozart and got Stuart Turner to ground out to short, he's now facing a 3-1 hitter's count with the pinch hitter Michael Lorenzen. And 3-1. Lorenzen flies one into deep right center field. That is a home run for Michael Lorenzen. Second career home run for Lorenzen, and a pitcher pinch hitting for the Reds gives them their first lead of the game. Michael Lorenzen goes to the deepest part of the ballpark and hits a solo blast, his first of the season. The Reds have a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the sixth. Michael Lorenzen, on a 3-1 hitter's count, absolutely mashed that pitch into the deepest part of Great American Ballpark. He got a pitch right down the middle. Mike Morgan obviously showing no respect to Michael Lorenzen's hitting game. And he took that 92-mile-an-hour fastball for a long ride, as there's a curveball strike one to Billy Hamilton. Hamilton comes into this at bat with a 1 for 3 game so far. He struck out, reached on an error, and singled as he takes a ball outside 1-1. So Michael Lorenzen, now in 6 career at-bats, is batting .333 with 2 home runs. Very impressive for the relief pitcher as Hamilton swings through a fastball and it's 1-2. So Michael Lorenzen, 3 games into the year, Michael Lorenzen has 6 strikeouts, 2 appearances where he hasn't given up a run, and a home run. Who saw that one? I mean, I don't think your season could get off to a better start, as Hamilton will ground one foul to stay alive against Morgan. 17 pitches this inning for Mike Morgan. He struck out Cozart and got Turner to ground out, made quick work for the first 2 outs, and then a 3-1 pitch to Michael Lorenzen was a solo home run to give the Reds their first lead of the game. It's 5-4 Cincinnati. Here's the 1-2 to Hamilton. And Billy lunges out, grounds it to third base. Franco will make the throw in time to get Hamilton by a step. That's the end of the sixth. Reds lead it 5-4 thanks to a solo home run from the pinch hitter, Michael Lorenzen. You're listening to Cincinnati Reds Baseball here on Channel S. Jacob Neal. We return for the top half of the seventh inning here in Great American Ballpark. New pitcher on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds will be left-hander Tony Cingrani. He will face the heart of the Phillies order here. It will be a pinch hitter to start off the inning, which I am gonna guess is gonna be Aaron Altair, and then or Howie Kendrick, and then it will be the top of the order with Cesar Hernandez and Daniel Nava. So Cingrani making his first appearance of the season. Cingrani last season was the closer for most of the year with the Reds. He does not have that role anymore, thanks to Raisel Iglesias most likely claiming it. But last season he went 65 games, a 2-5 record with a 4.14 ERA in 63 innings, 37 walks to 49 strikeouts, and he deals a first pitch strike on the inside corner to the pinch hitter Tommy Joseph. Leading off the top of the seventh. Reds lead at 5-4 thanks to the bottom of the sixth inning home run from Michael Lorenzen. And Cingrani, that pitch bounces before it gets to home plate. It's 1-1. Tommy Joseph still looking for his first hit of the season, as he started at first base the first two games of this series, but took a day off to give Brock Stassi his first career Major League start today, and he will pinch hit for Mike Morgan here in the top of the seventh. 1-1 pitch, and he grounds it foul, 1-2. Cingrani off to a pretty good start with a slider, throwing back-to-back sliders that have both been very good pitches. Tommy Joseph last season hit .257 with 21 home runs and 47 RBIs in just over 100 games. Mainly splitting time with Ryan Howard last year. This year he takes on the role of the full-time starting first baseman as a fastball inside misses there from Cingrani. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Cingrani as Joseph will step into the box. Cingrani will kick and fire. That one low, and it's a full count. Some scores from around the league. The Tigers lead the Chicago White Sox 1-0 thanks to a home run by Alex Collins. The Pirates and Red Sox game was officially rained out. They will make it up next Thursday. Padres and Dodgers playing about 10 minutes as the full count pitch. Joseph laces into right field. It will be caught by Schebler, and there is a man down here in the top half of the seventh. That is Jared Weaver versus Brandon McCarthy in that game, however. And then the Angels and Athletics play in about half an hour as well. That will be Tyler Skaggs against Brandon Triggs for the Athletics. And also later on today, it's the Marlins and Nationals. That will be Gio Gonzalez taking on Tom Kohler in that series finale. A lot of rubber matches and finales of series today in Major League Baseball. Braves and Mets play tonight. It is Matt Harvey's return to baseball. He will face Jaime Garcia, former Cardinal pitcher that went to the Atlanta Braves last season. And here's the 1-0 from Cingrani. That one he let go of way late. That one bounces to home plate. It's 2-0 to Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez is 1 for 3 with a single, a strikeout, a ground out, and a flyout. And here is the 2-0 pitch from Cingrani. 2-0 on the way. Strike one inside corner, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 2-1. Cingrani is looking sharp here in his first appearance of 2017. And here's the 2-1 pitch. It's dribbled to short to third base. Suarez will make the play in time, and there's 2 gone. Two outs here in the top of the 7th. It will be Daniel Nava, who's been the only thorn in the side of the Cincinnati Reds all day. He's got 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. And he will bat here against Cingrani with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. I think you can expect to see, following, if Cingrani is out of this inning, you can expect to see Drew Storen and Raisel Iglesias to bring up the back end of the Reds bullpen and try and shut down this victory. 5-4 game, though, here in the top of the 7th, and Cingrani misses inside with a fastball, ball 1. We are now officially going strong on about 2.5 hours here in this broadcast. I hope you guys are enjoying. I am definitely enjoying this. Love all the experience I can get, and make sure to leave feedback and advice you think for me getting better. I am definitely, I want to do this for the rest of my life, and I appreciate and deeply consider and respect all of your opinions and all of your criticism and advice. So it's 2-0 now to Daniel Nava. Cingrani, here comes the 13th pitch of the game from Tony Cingrani, and it is inside on a fastball. 3-0 now to Nava. Nava has 2 home runs and has drawn a walk as well, and he's a pitch away from drawing a second walk. Here's the 3-0 from Cingrani, and that one catches the inside corner, strike 1. So it's now 3-1 to Nava. Cingrani is about to throw his 15th pitch of the game, with the Reds leading 5-4 in the top of the 7th, thanks to a solo home run by Michael Lorenzen. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Cingrani, and Nava chops it foul to third base. Full count. And now a strike away from getting out of this inning are the Cincinnati Reds. Due up for the Reds in the bottom half of the 7th, it will be Peraza, Votto, and Duvall. Here's the full count to Nava, though, before we get there. Nava steps into the box. Here's the full count pitch, and Cingrani gets him looking. Tony Cingrani with a 1-2-3 inning in his 2017 season debut. Reds lead at 5-4 going to the bottom of the 7th. Due up for the Reds after this, Jose Peraza. You're listening to Reds Baseball on Channel S. Jacob. Back for the bottom of the 7th here between the Reds and the Phillies. Reds hold a 5-4 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Michael Lorenzen hitting a home run to put the Reds ahead in the bottom of the 6th. And that is the difference right now. As you remember, we'll have Peraza, Votto, and Duvall here bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. I was kind of questioning Price's decision to pinch hit with Lorenzen in the 6th inning, wondering what he was thinking, but Lorenzen ends up hitting a home run to put the Reds ahead. I'm not the manager of the Reds. Peraza takes strike 1 from Morgan. Mike Morgan out for his 2nd inning of work. And he will work on Peraza here, and he's quickly, curveball misses high. It's 1-1. That was the 20th pitch of the game from Mike Morgan in relief of Clay Bucholz. He gave up the solo home run, obviously, so he's in line for the loss right now as Peraza chops up the 1-1 fastball foul, 1-2. It will be Peraza, Votto, and Duvall due up this inning for Cincinnati. And Peraza now facing a pitcher's count 1-2. Other scores from around the league, we didn't finish. Colorado Rockies leading the Milwaukee Brewers 1-0 thanks to a Mark Reynolds solo home run. Peraza laces a leadoff single off of Morgan. And the Reds have a runner on here to start the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals are leading the Cubs right now 3-0. Cardinals obviously going for that game that got rained out yesterday. That is the rubber match in that series. And the Cardinals looking like they're going to win the series over the Chicago Cubs. So Peraza gets on to start the inning, and here's Joey Votto with a runner on first and no one out now. Morgan will face him. Lefty on lefty matchup. Votto 1 for 3, and he swings through a slider there, strike 1. Votto singled in the 5th. He's now got 2 hits and 10 at-bats so far this season. And he is up now trying to get at least move Peraza into scoring position for Adam Duvall as he takes a fastball up and in, ball 1. Morgan will throw his 25th pitch of the game here, next pitch. Make sure you check out Kids Opening Day coming up on April 15th from Great American Ballpark, where the players will come in on the red carpet as Votto fouls off a 1-1 curveball for a 1-2 count from Morgan as Votto chokes up on the bat. But yeah, Kids Opening Day, the players will come in on red carpets. All kids get in for free to Great American Ballpark until we reach capacity, of course. And it should be a very exciting, very, very, very fun game between the Reds and the Milwaukee Brewers. Division rivalry there for you to attend with your children. And now it's 1-2 as Morgan tried to pick off Peraza there on first, but to no avail. And here's the 1-2 to Votto. Votto chokes up. And Votto, that is ball 2, Peraza stealing, and he is safe. Jose Peraza steals second base. And the Reds have a runner in scoring position with no one out as Knapp's throw bounced and Peraza got in under the tag. Peraza not a very big lead, but a very good jump and a very good slide. And Peraza with his first stolen base of the season. Peraza and Hamilton supposed to be a very, very, very speedy top of the order. And now here's the 2-2 to Joey Votto. Votto fouls it off, stays alive. A slider there that caught part of the zone. Votto fouls it off, and we will do it again. 2-2. Joey Votto looking for his first multi-hit game of the season here, and a hit here would give the Reds a much-needed insurance run after trailing for most of the game until the bottom of the 6th. Peraza on second gets his lead. And here's the 2-2 to Votto. Votto chokes up, and time is called by the home umpire. Votto will step out and step back into the box. We will do it again. 2-2 to Joey Votto. The pride and joy of the Cincinnati Reds up to bat with a runner on second and no one out. Here we go, 2-2. Votto gone swinging, and there is one gone. They're saying Votto trying to argue that he fouled it off. The umpire does not agree. It is the second strikeout of the game for Morgan. Votto is retired, one down. Votto did clearly foul it off in the replay, but they say Knapp caught it before it hit the ground, and now it will be Adam Duvall. So Votto now 1 for 4 today, and here is Adam Duvall with Peraza on second and one gone now in the bottom of the seventh. Duvall is 1 for 3 as well with a base hit and a run scored. Here's the first pitch to Adam Duvall, and they check Peraza at second base. And we'll try it again. 29th pitch upcoming for Morgan, and he's facing Adam Duvall. Cleanup hitter and all-star last season from the Reds. First pitch swinging, he fouls it down the third base line. Strike one. On deck is Eugenio Suarez, who has reached base all 3 times he's been to the plate with a double, a single, and a walk. And now it's an 0-1 count to Adam Duvall. Peraza gets his lead off of second base. Morgan into the stretch. Here's the pitch. And Duvall takes it low and inside on a fastball, ball one. You have to assume this will be Morgan's last inning of work, even though due up next inning for the Phillies is Herrera, Franco, and Saunders. Morgan's already at 30 pitches, which is a very, very high total for a middle reliever. So here's a 1-1 pitch to Adam Duvall. Ball two. Takes a changeup low. And it's now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Duvall steps into the box. And Morgan gets his sign from catcher Andrew Knapp. Sets up outside. Here's the 2-1. Duvall with a high fly ball. This one will drift out of play. 2-2. Peraza was running on that pitch. He will retreat back to second base. And now it's a 2-2 count to the Reds' cleanup hitter and left fielder. Suarez waits on deck. 2-2 pitch coming to Adam Duvall. He steps into the box. Here we go. Knapp calls his sign. Morgan will pitch out of the stretch. And Duvall fouls it back. We'll do it again. Duvall trying to stay alive here against Mike Morgan. So far it's working as he's fouled off multiple pitches to stay alive in this at-bat. Suarez up after Duvall, and if it comes to that, it will be Scott Schebler batting following Suarez. Here's another 2-2 pitch to Adam Duvall. Here, Morgan looks at Peraza, and here's the pitch. Duvall ropes one to deep left. Home run, Adam Duvall. And it's 7-4 Cincinnati on the first home run of the season for the Louisville Slugger, Adam Duvall. Obviously, his first of the year that hit off the facing of the second deck. And the Reds have a 7-4 lead now here in the bottom of the seventh. And Morgan has now given up 3 earned in just an inning and a third. As there's going to be a pitching change here for the Phillies. We'll be right back on the Reds game here called on channel S. Jacob Neal. Back now here in the bottom of the seventh. It's a 2-2 count to Eugenio Suarez following a 2-run home run by Adam Duvall. And here's the 2-2 pitch. And Suarez swings and misses a strikeout, third of the game for Morgan, and there are 2 gone now here in the bottom of the seventh. Reds, after trailing 4-1 in the bottom of after the top half of the third, have scored 6 unanswered runs and now lead 7-4 with just 2 innings left to play. Suarez now 2 for 3 today. He's drawn a walk, has a double and a single, and he's now struck out. And now it's Scott Schebler batting with 2 away and no one on here in the bottom of the seventh. First pitch for Morgan. Schebler swings at it, and a nice play there by Cesar Hernandez to rob Schebler of a hit there, throw him out. And we go to the eighth, a 2-run home run by Adam Duvall. And after 7, the Reds lead it 7-4. Back now for the top of the eighth here from Great American Ballpark. It is a new pitcher on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds following Adam Duvall's 2-run home run in the bottom half of the seventh. It will be Blake Wood taking the hill for the Reds here with a 7-4 lead. Wood pitched on opening day and gave up 1 unearned run. Blake Wood last season went 6-5 with a 3.99 ERA in 70 games with 81 strikeouts and a 251 batting average against. And Wood fires a first pitch strike in there to Odubel Herrera. 97 miles an hour on the gun from Blake Wood. Wood stares down Herrera. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Stuart Turner calls for the sign. Herrera 2 for 2 today. And here's the 0-1. Wood misses low with a slider. It's 1-1. It'll be Herrera, Franco, and Saunders here in the top half of the eighth. Really the best chance for the Phillies to put together a rally in this part of the game, or in this stage of the game with them down 3 runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that is inside on a slider, 2-1. We will be right back. I apologize for that interruption. Blake Wood ends up striking out Odubel Herrera to start the top of the eighth there on a fastball that just Herrera could not catch up to. And the Reds are now 5 outs away from taking this series here with 1 out in the top of the eighth. Here is Michael Franco. And he swings and fouls off the first pitch he gets from Blake Wood. Franco is 0 for 3 today and is off to a very slow start here in the season due to this series. Only 2 hits in 11 at-bats. So now here's the 0-1, and that slider misses just inside, 1-1 from Blake Wood. Franco struck out in the 5th in his last at-bat. He has a 182 average so far on the season. Still looking for his first home run of the year. 1-1 pitch, and he fouls it off. Another slider there from Blake Wood. Now Blake Wood looking for his second consecutive strikeout here in the top half of the 8th inning. Wood has looked the Reds bullpen as a whole in this series has looked very sharp, from Iglesias to Storin to Lorenzen to Aston to Peralta to Cingrani to Wood, as Franco fouls off a fastball to stay alive. But this Reds bullpen has looked very, very sharp so far on the young season. Starters haven't been bad either. Feldman gave up 4, obviously, and lost. But Finnegan, a 7-inning shutout, and Rookie Davis gave up 4 today in 3 innings of work, but the bullpen backed him up. And the win for this game should be going to Cody Reed. Blake Wood takes ball too low, or Franco takes ball too low from Blake Wood, and it's now a 2-2 count to Franco here in the top half of the 8th. 2-2 pitch. Wood gets his sign from Stuart Turner. Here's the 2-2. And that fastball in the dirt, and it's a full count now to Franco. Curious to see who you're going to see now for the 9th inning. Probably Drew Storin, I'm guessing, since Iglesias and Lorenzen both pitched in the first 2 games of the year, while Storin only pitched on opening day. So here's the full count pitch to Franco. And Wood got him swinging on a slider. Back-to-back strikeouts for Blake Wood. And there's 2 outs in the top half of the 8th as Franco goes down for the 2nd time today. And now it's Michael Saunders here with 2 outs in the top half of the 8th inning. Blake Wood in the bullpen trying to get the Reds this series victory. They lead 7-4 here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Cincinnati, after losing 4-3 on opening day, got a shutout win yesterday, 2-0, and now leads 7-4. 4 outs away from taking the series as Wood fires in a slider low to Michael Saunders, ball 1. Saunders is hitless as well today. 0 for 3. 1-0 pitch. He swings and misses at a slider. It's 1-1. Blake Wood looking very sharp on the mound today so far, as he's looking to strike out the side of the Phillies in the heart of their order. He already struck out Herrera and Franco, and now it's a 2-1 count to Michael Saunders. Inside fastball there at 96 miles per hour. Saunders in his last at-bat grounded into a double play to end the 5th inning with Cody Reed on the mound, as that pitch fouled off, and it's 2-2. Wood now a strike away from getting out of the inning. And the Reds will try and give even more insurance, as the home run by Duvall made it a 3-run game. Duvall is red hot to start the season. And here's the 2-2 from Blake Wood. 1 strike away from getting out of it. Here's the 2-2. Saunders will fly it in the left. Duvall makes the catch. Phillies are sat down in order by Blake Wood. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Reds lead it 7-4. You're listening to the Cincinnati Reds on Channel S. Jacob Neal. Back to the bottom half of the 8th inning here from Great American Ballpark. It's the Reds and the Phillies, with the Reds leading 7-4. Leading off will be shortstop Zach Cozart. Cozart has 2 RBIs on the day, 2 of the 7 for the Reds. Reds will lead 7-4 as Morgan comes out for his 3rd inning of work, and he fires in a curveball, strike 1 to Cozart. Stuart Turner on deck, and you have to assume a pinch hitter in the hole for the Reds, most likely probably Arismendi Alcantara, if I had to guess, as he's just he's the right-hander, either him or Kivlahan, or maybe Tucker Barnhart, but I think they want to give Tucker the day off. Cozart 1 for 2 today with a single, a sac fly, and 2 runs batted in, as he fouls off that 0-2 curveball to stay alive against Morgan. And we'll do the 0-2 count again. Royals and Twins tied right now at 3 in the bottom half of the 6th inning, with Brian Dozier up with 2 on and 1 out. So the Twins with a big chance right now. Salvador Perez and Mike Moustakas each have home runs for the Royals, and for the Twins, just a lot of small ball being played. Rockies still lead the Brewers in the bottom of the 5th, 1-0. As Cozart fouls off another 0-2 pitch. Mark Reynolds, the difference in that game with his 2nd home run of the early season. Tigers, Cardinals leading the Cubs, 4-1 in the top of the 6th. In that game, Anthony Rizzo up to bat right now for the Cubs, as Cozart fouls off another pitch from Morgan. White Sox leading the Tigers 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. And Todd Frazier up to bat for the White Sox, as Alex Collins with a home run for the Tigers. And for the White Sox, they just got a 2-run double from Tim Beckham, as Cozart laces a leadoff single, his 2nd hit of the day. And here we go again, the Reds with their 11th hit of the ball game. This offense waking up here today against the Phillies in this rubber match. Again, remember, it is April in the OHIO. Again, tonight, the Blue Jackets make a playoff push, playing the Winnipeg Jets in their home finale, with the playoffs just a week away. So make sure you check that out, only on Fox Sports Ohio. Cozart on first, and it's Stuart Turner up to bat for the Redlegs. Bottom of the 8th here, and he takes ball 1 outside from Morgan. Morgan now 47 pitches thrown. He's almost thrown as many as Clay Bucholz. Bucholz gave up 4, and Morgan's given up 3. As that's ball outside as well, 2-0 to Stuart Turner. Turner 0 for 2 in this game with a sacrifice fly as well. That made it a 4-3 Reds game, or Phillies lead in the top half of the third. They ended up tying it on a Scooter Gennett RBI ground out, and then of course solo home run by Michael Lorenzen and a 2-run home run by Adam Duvall. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Turner, and it's 2-1. 2-1 to Stuart Turner now. Morgan will pitch out of the stretch. 2-1 pitch. And Turner fouls it back. It's 2-2. On deck, we assume to be a pinch hitter. We don't know who that is yet, but I'm going to guess Arizmendi Alcantara. We'll find out in a minute. Stuart Turner up now 2-2 count with Cozart on first following a leadoff single. Reds lead at 7-4. 2-2 pitch. And Turner fouls it back once again. We'll do it again. Reds hitters have done a very nice job all game long of fighting against these Phillies pitchers and making them work for every single out. And now it's a 2-2 count again to Stuart Turner. Turner's been one of the better ones at that, working a full count, a 2-2, and another 2-2. As on the 2-2 this time, he ropes it to right. It is caught by Saunders. That is a loud fly ball out by Stuart Turner, and there's one away now with Cozart staying at first base. So Turner 0 for 3 in his first Major League Baseball game, but he does have an RBI, and Pete McCann will come out and pull his lefty starter, or his lefty reliever, Mike Morgan's day is done following 2 1/3 innings pitched. He threw 52 pitches. There will be a new pitcher coming in for the Phillies. We'll be right back after this. Back at Great American Ballpark, the new pitcher in for the Phillies is Udabre Ramos, who in 42 games last year went 1-3 with a 3.83 ERA, 11 walks, 40 strikeouts, and a 243 average against. And he will face the pinch hitter for the Reds, Patrick Kivlahan. First pitch from Ramos. Kivlahan swings and smacks a base hit. And now there's 2 on with 1 out for Cincinnati on their 12th hit of the game. Pinch hit single for Patrick Kivlahan. And now it will be Billy Hamilton. 12th hit of the game for the Cincinnati Reds. They came ready to play today, folks, and even when they were down 3 runs in the third, never showed any worry. They continued to fight, and now they have a 7-4 lead with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Ramos, strike 1 to Billy Hamilton. Ramos has a little bit of a faster curveball than the pitchers we've seen in today's game. Most of the pitchers we've seen had about a 75-mile-an-hour curveball. Ramos's goes about 80. So 1 for 4 is Billy Hamilton. Here he bats with 2 on and 1 out, and Billy slaps a single. Loaded with 1 out. As no, they throw out Cozart trying to take third as Cozart thought that was going to be caught. And so it's 2 on with 2 outs for the Reds, and it will be Jose Peraza. Nava with a good heads-up play there for the Phillies to get the second out of the inning, as Billy with a good hit over the head of Freddie Galvis. And then a nice stretch by Franco there to keep his foot on the bag on a poor throw by Nava. And now it's Peraza batting with 2 on and 2 outs with Votto on deck. And Peraza swings at the first pitch. He grounds it to third. Franco will make the play in time. 8th inning comes to an end. Reds cannot score, even though they get a couple hits in the inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Who will pitch for the Reds to try and lock this one down? We're going to find out after this. But for now, the Reds lead it 7-4 going to the 9th. You're listening to Cincinnati Reds Baseball on Channel S. Jacob Neal. We return for the top of the 9th here from Great American Ballpark, where the Reds will try and shut it down. Again, upcoming probables for the series in St. Louis. It will be tomorrow, Amir Garrett against Mike Leake. Saturday, it will be Bronson Arroyo against Michael Wacha. And Sunday, Scott Feldman taking on Carlos Martinez. So, who will be pitching for the Reds in the top of the 9th? Well, that question has indeed been answered. It will be, Amir Garrett will make his debut tomorrow, but it will be Drew Storen coming over from the Nationals this past offseason. He will pitch. He had 3 saves last year, a 4-3 record with a 5.23 ERA in 57 games, and he will face the Phillies here to shut it down. It will be leading off Andrew Knapp, the catcher, here to start the 9th. Storen's first pitch. In there, strike 1 from Drew Storen, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Reds lead at 7-4, so Storen has quite a cushion to work with here, looking for his first save in a Cincinnati uniform. And here's the 0-1. Storen Ball 1 low. And it's 1-1. Knapp 0 for 1. He's struck out and he's drawn 2 walks. And here he's got a 1-1 count against Storen. Here's the 1-1. Drew Storen, that is swung on and missed on a changeup, 1-2 to Knapp. Storen coming out with a nice off-speed pitch there and getting the Reds even closer to the series victory to start the season. The Reds will play the most likely 2-1 St. Louis Cardinals tomorrow, as the Cardinals are beating the Cubs late in that game. And they will most likely take the series, and both teams will be 2-1 going into tomorrow's game between Amir Garrett and Mike Leake. 81 miles an hour curveball there from Storen. Knapp fouls it off to stay alive. And we'll do it again. Storen, the last hope for the Phillies to get any sort of offense off this Reds pitching staff. Phillies have only scored a combined total of 8 runs in this series in 3 games. As Knapp will fly this one to right. This one will drift out of play. Duvall can't do anything about that one, and we'll do it again. So 1-2 again to Knapp here. And Andrew Knapp from Storen fouls it off again. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball that time. Storen has now thrown 6 pitches, 5 of them for strikes, and Knapp has fouled off 3 to stay alive. It will be Knapp followed by Tommy Joseph and Freddie Galvis here in the top of the 9th, as Knapp will foul off yet another pitch. Again, this is the Major League debut of catcher Andrew Knapp. He was a second-round pick in 2013 and hit .266 with 8 home runs last year in AAA with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Here's the 1-2 again. Storen finally got him looking on a changeup. 1 gone. Drew Storen with the backwards K. And the Reds are 2 outs away. Storen with a beautiful pitch that caught the lower half of the zone there. Knapp gone on strikes for the second time today. And now it is Tommy Joseph here to face Storen. Joseph still looking for his first hit of the season. As it will not be Joseph. This will be Aaron Altair pinch hitting. And he takes first pitch swinging. He swings and hits a base hit in the left field off of Storen. And Phillies have a base runner now. My apologies. That was for the first time in the series making an appearance. That was Henry Blanco for the Phillies. Reserve infielder / utility man for Philadelphia. Makes his first plate appearance of the series and slaps a single off of Drew Storen. And now it's Freddie Galvis here with 1 out and a man on first. The pitcher spot due up next. It will obviously be a pinch hitter. As ball 1 low from Storen there to Galvis. Galvis is 0 for 2 today, but he drew a walk in the second inning. He's 2 for 9 in the series so far with a home run. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, 1-1. Storen's off-speed stuff is working today, as he's gotten already quite a few swing and misses from Phillies players. Reds are now 5 strikes away from taking this series. Here's the 1-1. Storen kicks and fires, and Galvis crushes it foul. 1-2. Four strikes away now are the Reds. Storen just needs one. A double play here would end it. Galvis has grounded into a double play today. And here's the 1-2. Storen Gets his sign from Stuart Turner. Turner wants him to pound it in the dirt, and it is strike 3 looking to Galvis. Another changeup. Storin with his second backwards K of the inning. And now it comes down to the final out, and that will be Tommy Joseph. Storin with 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 9th. He gets Galvis and Knapp both looking on changeups, and now here is Tommy Joseph with a runner on first and 2 gone. Joseph. First pitch swinging, he chops it. Peraza can't control it. He recovers in time. Reds win. Reds win 7-4. This one belongs to the Reds. They take the series 2-1. They win this one 7-4. The victory will go to Cody Reed. The loss to Mike Morgan. And the save to Drew Storin. The Reds will travel to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. I hope you guys enjoyed this full game play-by-play of my hometown Reds. Me calling as the Reds announcer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll do another game real soon, I promise. Until then, this is Shay Neal signing off. See you guys next time.